This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Jeff, what are you doing September 22nd through the 24th?
I'm going to the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Hobie listeners, Cincinnati Comic Expo returns to the Duke Energy Convention Center September 22nd through the 24th, 2017. Great guests include Greg Capullo, the artist from Batman, and, just announced, John Ratzenberger. Yep, Cliff Clavin himself. So get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com and come party with Hobie and Cliff Clavin and Greg Capullo. More artists and guests will be announced on Cincinnati Comic Expo on Facebook. Get your tickets now. Please note the thoughts, opinions, jokes, and every other bad taste that the guest and the host of Hobie, aka The History of Bad Ideas, is of their own, is not associated with any companies they may work for, any firms they work with, any advertisers, or anybody else in general. And remember, it's just a joke.
Comic books and movies, growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Man, that sucked. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering Tales from the Crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote scripts.
All right here is no mystery, cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 178. I'm Jason.
Jeff.
Blake.
Yay! The team is united. It was lonely without you over there.
We're back together again.
It was a tough week last week. You couldn't come in. Scab Blake couldn't come in. Number one fan couldn't come in. No one could make it last week.
I know, I saw you guys went old school.
We did. Two-man booth.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I had the Scab Blake stuff written all out for him, but you took artistic liberty and did your own thing until Jeff corrected you.
I think I did it right.
I did have to
That's right.
It was lonely. We got a couple compliments that we actually stayed on topic for once since Blake wasn't there.
No tangent divergence.
We're on the tangent
Did
mountain.
we really stay on topic?
I don't know. I was putting some stuff out on Clamor this week, and I was like, yeah, we kind of diverged on the one dev question about the circus. We went on to the circus. What's your thought on the circus? Are you glad it's over?
I would like to thank all the animal rights activist assholes that basically forced the circus out of business.
Oh, we were celebrating the death of the circus.
We hated the circus. We fucking hate it.
No, it's one of those things where I can understand when you're talking about the elephants and stuff, but if these animals are being treated correctly and they're not being abused, I mean, the standards for the animal treatments have come such a far long way. It's like the people that forced SeaWorlds and the Shamus and the killer whales out of out of certain places and et cetera. But if the animals are being treated correctly and there's no abuse and they're just doing tricks and they're getting peanuts, I mean, what's the harm in that? I guess I must be blind to that suffering, I guess. I don't know. Other than, having to sit through it as a kid, the circus. But, it's just one of those great traditional performance things that I guess is never going to be around. I guess eventually all things must come to an end, and modernity has basically gotten rid of the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circuses. And
You can say it. Jason couldn't even say it.
Barnum, Ringling, brother.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the things that they used to do back in the day, that was the way things were back in the day, and you can't apply modern judgments to it because those were different back in the day, whether still right or wrong, but they modernize and they eventually get correct and all that kind of fun stuff. But it's kind of sad that you can't see elephants performing tricks anymore as long as they're being treated correctly, and
Depends what part of town you go into.
You know, how do you know that? How do you know that the elephants didn't like riding unicycles for peanuts? I mean, you can't answer for them, can you?
Oh, I don't
you
think
speak
anybody
elephant.
Nobody likes riding unicycles.
You would think if an elephant had a problem with it, he'd smash the trainer because that's what elephants do. Exactly.
Jeff, you all right over there?
Yeah. Just had a sneeze.
Okay.
That's right.
You getting all a little upset about the circus?
Nope.
Okay.
No, as I discussed last week, I
if you're-
had no desire to ever see a circus.
If you're a 5-year-old kid, you know, it's kind of interesting to go see once. But if you're a teenager, no. If you're an adult, maybe if you're being nostalgic about being a 5-year-old kid when the first time you went to the circus. Otherwise, you're like, all right, where's the clowns in the clown car?
Send in the clowns.
How many clowns can get out of the clown car?
Too many. Too many. They should all die of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, but you know the whole acrobat things. I mean, a lot of this stuff. You know, a lot of talent that you're not going to be able to find. Things that people do anymore, and
Do you think though? We were talking about last week.
they go do the Cirque du Soleil shit now.
I think so. I think that
just
would
get
work.
a couple more different types of touring.
Yeah, more
acrobat
different
shows.
types of acrobat, touring things that go.
They just need to update their look as opposed to just doing the same routines.
I think if
you
you're-
doing it to music, and
Yeah, if you're a clown in 2017, your options are becoming very narrow and limited.
I'm fine with that.
Serial killing, Vegas.
Serial
That's it.
killing, horror shows, child molestation, all that shit. Just a lot
Birthday
of bad
parties.
things. Birthday parties, that's going out the door too.
50th anniversary parties.
Yeah.
You've been married for 50 years. I got you a clown.
I don't want a clown.
like the episode of The Mick where they had the clown come in for the birthday party. He OD'd on drugs for his pre-clown show ritual.
I'm glad that we went back to the 1950s
And
and
they're
talking
like,
about the
something's
circus.
blocking his neck. He starts pulling out all the handkerchiefs. She's like, come on.
I love the Mick. Speaking of old school, the Washington Generals are coming back.
Washington?
Washington. That's what I said. Did I say that right the second time?
Second time you did,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, who have the Globetrotters been playing this entire time?
Local
High school
all-star
teams?
No, they've been doing the World All-Stars. Remember? We had a couple episodes about this.
Oh, yeah. I forget. That was like 50 episodes ago. That's like a year.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to remember that shit?
Because of outlines? No.
Yeah, we've seen how your outline changes.
So that was the big exciting news is that they're coming back to take on the Globetrotters. I guess they have a new owner.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I didn't really go too far into the story. I just saw that they came back.
A new owner
awesome.
who's pretty much willing to lose every game again.
You're going to begin the world's longest losing streaks?
Oh, God. Okay, so if the circus is not surviving anymore, why is the fucking Globetrotters surviving? Help me out here. Anyone?
Well,
Because they don't have animals in their acts?
I don't know. I despise the game of basketball as a sport to begin with.
Why? Why do you hate basketball so much?
It's just not fun. There's too much scoring.
Wow.
Scoring should be something of a
Challenge.
I mean, 100-point scores is ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah. Go Cavs.
I mean,
Do they play tonight?
No, they start June 1st.
that's all you have to do is watch the last 2 minutes of a basketball game. The rest of it is nonsense leading up to there.
This is the only time of the year where you should actually watch a full NBA game.
Oh, ain't no way. in
These are
hell.
the finals.
I'll watch the last 2 minutes, maybe.
Of Game 7.
Yeah.
or the final deciding factor game, right?
The Washington Generals, who lost more than 17,000 games and last beat their foes, the Harlem Globetrotters, in 1971, have been purchased by Herschend Enterprises. Herschend portfolio includes ownership of the Globetrotters. Oh, this is
the Globetrotter people are buying that.
as well as theme and water park. The Generals will be put into rotation to play the Globetrotters as early as this summer.
rotation.
And will take on a greater life than before as the lovable losers.
Will they be able to play other people?
I didn't think that they were quite lovable.
Can we let the Washington Generals play against the All-Star teams?
The World All-Stars took their place.
Yeah. I want to see the Generals versus the World All-Stars. Let's see how that goes.
Basically, their attendance is down, so they decide to reach out to
Go
the
back
Klotz
to the
family.
formula that worked.
Yep, and reach out to the Klotz family that owned the Generals and purchase them. Let's see here.
They need to find their new Meadowlark Lemon.
The Generals did win 3 times in their history. They beat a Taiwanese national team, a team from the Russian army, and then in Martin, Tennessee, they beat the
subsequently
Globetrotters.
executed or sent to Siberia.
You lost to these generals!
Russia didn't know it was fake. They executed everybody after that. Red Klotz, who owned the team with his family, at the time in 1971 said beating the Globetrotters is like shooting Santa Claus. That's per ESPN's article on it.
Wow. Shooting Santa Claus.
Yeah, so that's exciting that they're back. There's even a Twitter handle and merchandise you can buy of them, if anybody's interested in the Generals.
Are they cool-looking merchandise?
Not as cool as Hobie's t-shirts. All for charity. Please send us a message at Bad Ideas Podcast. Let's see here. Moving on, I just realized I posted live and our thing was upside down. Damn it. Anyways.
You posted a thing upside down?
Yeah, so I recorded live, the Hobie. It's okay.
You know what I say about people who put things on?
That was your down last week. Let's see here. Let's talk about Buster Posey. Let's talk about Bryce Harper. Let's talk about Strickland.
I don't know what Buster Posey has to do with any of this.
I got exposed to this all day today since I listened to sports radio.
Well, that's your own fault.
I can give you my educated opinion now.
So last night the Giants played the Nationals.
Yes.
Yesterday afternoon.
Sorry.
Yesterday afternoon.
Strickland, who has some
pitcher,
anger management issues as a pitcher.
hadn't faced Bryce Harper for 2 years. over 2 years.
2014 division
That's correct. Bryce Harper went 2 for 2 with 2 home runs.
against Strickland. Strickland
Yes.
decided 3 years is a good long-term plan and decided to beat him in the hip. And,
Fastball straight
Hit him
to
in
the
the
hip.
butt.
It was the
Yeah.
hip.
It was, and he, if he didn't move, it wouldn't have hit him. He backed up into the pitch.
No.
I watched it.
No.
He moved backwards.
It was
and
right at him. It was right at him.
He moved into it.
It was an intentional
He threw it behind him. He moved into
beam
it.
pitch, not to the head, but to the hip.
Yeah, to the butt. He threw him at his butt.
It was a dirty pitch, but not technically as dirty to the head, obviously. But it was a purposeful hit to the hip.
Yeah, at his butt.
Hip.
Anyway, so Bryce Harper decided to charge the mound.
Which I would have too.
Bryce Harper did not.
No, I never.
I would have too. I would have been pissed because that was a pitch to hit a hitter.
Bryce Harper decided to throw the helmet, but decided to accidentally let go of it at the wrong time.
It had a better shot of hitting the first baseman than it did.
It slipped
the
out of
pitcher.
his hand.
Yeah.
And they both got punches on each other.
Yep.
Everybody loves a good baseball
one each.
fight.
About one each.
Yeah, about one good one
But that
each.
was about it.
And then one of the Giants.
It was no Ventura Ryan.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then one of the pitchers decided for the Giants, or one of the players for the Giants, almost clotheslined Bryce Harper, but another Giant got in the way, and he took out his own man.
Yeah.
And then after that, it got into a melee. Strickland had to be physically taken off the field by 3 of his
Strickland
Giants.
was fighting his own teammates to stay on the field. They were literally carrying him off the field to get him out.
He almost punched Hunter Pence.
Yeah.
You don't punch Hunter Pence. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. But if you watch the entire if you watch the faraway camera that shows everything,
Yes.
Normally when a player's getting plunked, the catcher knows immediately to impede progress of the hitter to the pitcher's mound.
Buster Posey did not do anything.
Buster Posey stood up, and you saw his body language, and his arms dropped, and it was like, you dumb son of a bitch.
He waited a good 5 seconds and at least 2 punches thrown before he did anything.
He let Bryce rush the mound. And if you watch the rest of the infield, they all did the same thing too. So I would think in watching that and listening to the talking heads spout crap, I am firmly of the belief that there was probably a conversation that happened before. It's like, I'm going to hit this guy. And Posey or somebody else and other veterans on the team or infield said, don't do it. That's bullshit. He's like, no, I'm going to hit him. I feel like just disrespecting me, blah, blah, blah. They said, don't do it. And he went and did it, and they all said, you're fucked.
I like seeing the umpire get out to the mound quicker than Buster Posey.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Why should Buster Posey get involved?
Well, again,
Well, one, he's working off injuries.
every injury known to man.
And concussions.
Yeah, so there's no reason he wants to come anywhere near a fight.
Yeah.
It is funny, though, to watch Buster go,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I always like the baseball fights, watching the outfielders, because by the time they get to the fight, it's all done. It's
I tell you what, if we told our pitcher, Jeff, for example, if you're being a jerk, which you're not,
but
let's pretend if you were a jerk, and you said, I'm gonna beam this guy in softball, which is really hard when you're doing slow pitch softball.
Yeah.
But if you wound up, if you wound up to do a fast pitch softball to hit this guy because he hit a home run off of you the last 2 at bats, and we said, Jeff, don't do it. It's recreation softball, whatever. If you did that and then the guy charged the mound, I would get there eventually to help you, but I probably wouldn't be sprinting.
Well,
you would be like,
I would help you after
Strickland
you took your
looked like
punch
he
or
was
two.
fully ready to take him on himself. He didn't need people to save him.
He
actually had the better hit.
It was a fully intentional pitch to hit him.
I think Strickland was ready to take on the Giants, his own team. He was ready to take on everybody.
Yeah, and that alone basically says he was going loner. He was going solo.
Yeah.
And the rest of the team's like, get off the field. And he's like, oh, I'm getting back. And they're like, screw you, buddy. Get off the field. I want to know
what that locker room feels like right now. I want to see that today. Like,
well, if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, you keep it in-house and say, yeah, I'll just get there. And like they interviewed Buster Posey. And he's like, well, there's a lot of big guys flying around. And I'm basically what Jeff said. I'm coming off some injuries and I didn't want to get involved. But you could tell as soon as he got plunked, Posey stands up and he drops his arms like, you dumb motherfucker.
Yep.
But they went back and I saw the replays of Harper's home runs. They weren't disrespectful.
No.
And the one that could have been, he hit the ball and he's waiting to see if it goes foul or not because it was right down the line. And it wasn't like one of those things is like he's strutting, he's like standing there watching it, he's like taking a step or two. He's like, is it going to be a home run? A home run? As soon as it's a home run, he drops the bat and he goes running around. And he goes running around. There was no Bautista bat flip or anything like that. It was basically this guy was like, you went 2 for 2 against me with home runs. I'm gonna show you. And like, dude, you're being a jerk.
I feel like Strickland is the guy.
But if you're going to be a jerk, you be a jerk to. I don't know. I forgot his name already. What's his face?
Strickland?
No.
Catcher?
Oh, Harper.
Yeah,
Harper. If you're going to be a jerk to somebody, Harper's the guy to be a jerk too.
Yeah.
I'd hit him. I don't care.
The softball wouldn't be as fast.
No,
Yeah.
I felt like Strickland is Steve Buscemi from Billy Madison. He has a calendar of a list of all the guys that have wronged him.
Yeah,
he has
those guys have hit home runs. The guys that have hit home runs against me.
If only Bryce Harper would have called in the last 3 years to apologize, he would have crossed him off the list. Glad I called that guy.
I understand.
So I just thought that was funny, and just see it. I love good old melee in baseball. It's always kind of fun because by the time everybody gets there, it's over.
It's basically just a lot of hugging.
Yes.
Forced hugging. Holding each other off.
It's not as good as Pedro Martinez knocking down Don Zimmer.
No.
That was Don Zimmer's fault.
Okay, I watched that today. If you listen to Jack Buck or Joe Buck, which the one's that's still alive?
Joe is still alive.
Okay, unfortunately. If you listen to Joe Buck, he's like, oh, that's just wrong. You can't do that. That is such a bad move by Pedro. It's like, he was coming at him.
He charged him, and he didn't, he just tried to, push him to the side.
Yes.
Is what he did. Yeah. And, when an 80-year-old man is running at you, I don't know what else you do.
Put him home.
What do you do? I mean, the guy's coming to try and hurt you. I mean, you try and just deflect.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, he had ample opportunity to just lay one right down the middle into his nose.
Yeah.
No, he just kind of skirted him off to the side.
But it was pretty funny. Mark Teixeira was talking about those brawls, and he said, he said, the best part about those brawls is go look at the superstars for both teams. They're usually hugging each other at second base and talking.
I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going in. You not doing anything? No, I'm not doing anything.
It's okay. I'm just going to hug you. You're going to hug me. Yeah.
Unless your name is Jose Bautista, and he'll just beat everyone.
How's the wife? Doing all right? She cooked a mean gazpacho last time I was here. Am I getting some of that tonight? Yeah, sure.
Nobody,
come on over.
Nobody wants gazpacho. Let's see here. I caught up on Flash. And
you're the one.
Yeah, I liked it. It was okay. Again, Barry Allen, spoilers, is in the speed zone.
He's not the fastest guy ever. Still,
he's stuck in the speed zone now. He volunteered to go because he needed a prisoner to right the wrongs.
Isn't that the end of
every
season? He somehow gets trapped in the speed zone,
or someplace else. Yeah. He volunteered this. Kid Flash is now the face of Central City.
Ooh.
Catch up on Legends tomorrow. Got 3 episodes left. I've enjoyed it. I like Legends of Tomorrow. It's goofy, but I like a good team up of. I always like that in the comic books. I enjoyed those. So not just I'm just talking like any type of team up. All-Star Squadron. I don't care about them individually, but I like them as a team. I could care less about Dr. Fate, but he looked awesome in the team.
Yeah.
So, what did you do this Memorial Day weekend?
I went to go watch one of the girls play soccer for their soccer game.
Ah.
And that prevented us from doing the full weekend of Abbey Road on the River, the Beatles Festival.
Is that what
every
it's called?
Memorial Day
Rocking
weekend.
on the River.
No.
Oh.
Abbey Road on the River. Went to Beatles Fest Sunday. It was pretty good. It was all right.
Except the Beatles.
It was great music. Great music. The venue, they need to go back to Louisville. They were across the river this year. But they need to go back because of the better situations and setups. And, they had all the main stage drowned out all the other stages, and you couldn't hear them unless they were playing. But as soon as they were stopping or in between songs, the main stage was too damn loud.
Do they have the same bands every year, or do they switch it up?
They have their regulars that come back every year, but every year they try and they bring different Beatles acts from around the world.
Okay.
So it's an international festival. So I like the Norwegian Beatles, whose drummer looks like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I love the Beatles.
I got a question about that.
Yeah.
The whole week, you're probably hearing the same songs over and over and over again because they all probably play the same songs. There's only a finite category you can play.
Well, actually, the catalog. You're right. The huge catalog, but there's only so many that you can play stage unless you're gonna have a DJ. Hit a play button with all the other stuff. But the bulk of those are the early bebop, rock and bebop Beatles, or
the Beatles I don't like.
Yeah, or the Abbey Road, Let It Be Beatles, where they're they're back to their
Going back to
basics with keyboard in addition to. But this year they actually had a lot of interesting Sgt. Pepper takes. Because it's the 50th anniversary of the Sgt. Pepper album.
It is.
Yeah. So that's what I liked an awful lot. And I like getting into a lot of the Rubber Soul and Revolver Beatles, too.
Best. Rubber Soul, Revolver.
Yeah. So the good Beatles, there's called Jukebox. They're the Puerto Ricano. The Beatles from Puerto Rico, which are really cool that I like. And
they're calling for the Beatles in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
I was just asking. I think that's kind of funny.
Actually, they're one of the most popular bands there that show up every year. Because they when they show up and play, everybody goes to see them. There's another band called Brit Beat that's pretty cool. Except they didn't bring their Ed Sullivan actor dude.
Sullivan,
they're a really big shoe. So the Brit Beat basically plays songs throughout the entire Beatle longevity. And in between costume changes, they'll bring out this Ed Sullivan, really great show host to break it up in between and keep you entertained. And they do it pretty good. But I've noticed he wasn't there this year, so I don't know what the deal was with that dude.
But you're just hearing the same songs over and over, aren't you? Or...
But when you're live at a festival with hundreds of other people having a good time and drinking, it's a hell of a lot more fun than just listening to the same songs over and over.
So if you're not drinking, it would be bad?
No, if you're drinking, if you're not drinking, it would still be fun because you still go see all these different bands from around the world that put their own spin on it and all that kind of fun stuff.
So the Beatles...
I think it would be cool if they just... You do these songs, we do these songs, you do these songs. I
think it would be cool, too. Last year, that's kind of what they did. Last year, they gave a Beatles band and said, you do Rubber Soul, you do Revolver, you do Abbey Road, you do Let It Be. And it was actually kind of good. Some bands would struggle with a few songs because, as you said, because of the studio...
Yeah.
Recordings that they did. It would be a little tough, but some winged it pretty good and played it pretty well.
So let me ask you this.
I mean, there were no Japanese Beatles there this year. Get it, Japanese Beatles?
Oh, I get it.
No, but there was a Japanese Beatles, and they still dressed up like the Fab Four, and it was pretty funny. And but they did all right. They weren't there this year.
Were the shitty Beatles there?
The shitty Beatles, no, the
Okay.
shitty Beatles weren't there.
Okay.
The Dung Beatles.
The Dung Beatles were not there.
So the Beatles transpired, whatever. They
But then you
they
get,
went out throughout the world. Okay, the world.
Yeah.
Everybody loves them. Well, I don't know who, but some people love
Everyone
them.
but you love them.
everybody
Okay.
was.
What is there an act
Yeah.
that you guys are gathering for? Okay, so Abbey Road on the River.
Yeah.
Thousands of people go to this thing.
Uh-huh.
It's nuts.
Yes.
Is there a band in the last 20 years that people will be doing this to in the next 30?
No.
I don't think so.
Katy Perry?
No. And actually, it kind of makes
I
me.
mean,
No,
seriously.
seriously. Actually,
I mean-
kind of makes me lament about the state of music today. And I was just thinking about this in comparisons to, those young kids today. Those kids today, like a lot of their music venue revolves around DJs
Yeah, and I'm
hitting buttons, playing. Where their talent is mixing the beat without missing the stress beat. Because there's an art to that DJing.
Oh, there is. There is a very
keeping
good
the,
skill.
Keeping
Yes.
the consistent beat and mixing the songs with the consistent giving going. But it's not, a music. They're not musicians. They're performers, is what I would call them. They're artists and performers, but they're not musicians. They're not actually creating songs, guitars, pianos, drums, and all that kind of stuff. And it's not the music today is like our technology. It's dumbed down. It's drum
Disposable.
machines. It's loops.
It's disposable.
It's loops. It's samples. It's loops, and it's disposable. Yeah, you're right. There's no.
There's no band, and I hate to say it because
I mean, of course, I sound like an old fogey.
Yeah.
Maybe to some people out there listening, like, "Oh, fuck you, old man." But there's no that human element of authenticity is not there. I mean, look at Beyonce with her song.
all the
whatever.
single ladies. All the single
36.
ladies.
What? 36 producers for one song.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's
to
insane.
Her to her credit, it's a very catchy song.
No. I'll give her this. She's a performer.
She is.
She is an artist. But a musician, I have a hard time because she's got 36 people going over this stuff where it's so overproduced. It's not, they're talking about the best thing about Sgt. Pepper is when EMI Records bought the first 8-track recording. And so the Beatles were like, hey, before that, everything was on 4 tracks. And sometimes you had to double up 2 instruments on the same track. So when they got these
multiple times.
8-track,
And then,
multiple on the 4-track. But now when they start, listen to, what a great thing to do is go listen to George Martin talk about him producing these albums with the songwriting, process that
I'm
they went
stunned
through.
they're
It's
able to do what
amazing.
they did on 8 tracks. Because nowadays
Yeah.
you see 64 tracks is like the minimum
Exactly.
on a mixing board.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
because of production
and a
ones,
lot of
yeah.
things.
I know nothing about music, so I mean, that's impressive. That I didn't know it was 6. So
It is.
Do you think?
So I get off on a tangent. I'm
No,
sorry.
but
That's-
I'm asking because again, I don't know music that
Yeah.
well. Do you? And this is just me. Do you think Metallica could do that thing in 20
No.
years? You think people would be drawn to that?
No.
I'd say Metallica
I would
might
say
be one of the closest to
could
do
be,
something,
but I would tell you it would be a Metallica cover band that everybody goes to go see. That gets really popular.
Because like you would have a lot of cover bands from all over the world come.
That's the thing.
yeah.
In a less than 10-year period, the Beatles went through a huge evolution where they changed their music pretty much every time they got together.
Yeah, I mean,
Beyonce
So,
does that.
as Ben Folds described. You know what's really neat? What show was Ben Folds on with those musical things? I forget who it was.
I'll check.
He was on a show, and I watched a show, and it was with some other, ditzy pop lady and some other dude. Out of the 3 judges judging people.
Oh, he judged or something? Oh, I didn't know that.
He was the only musically professionally trained guy who knew what he was talking about. So when he would talk and reference things, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy knows something. And the other, pop singer, I forget what's her name, was like, I just felt you were really into it, and you look like you're having fun. And Ben Folds is like, well, you got this, I like the crescendo and the bridge between this and that, and the change of the beats. I'm like, dude, that's a musician. The other lady, great artist, performer, yes, not a musician. And you could tell in their critiques. But maybe that's how it was set up. She was there for the fluff, he was there for the meat, and the other guy was there for the bones. I have no idea. You know, but
did they have a nasty like a Simon Cowell or something?
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I forget what show it was.
Well, that's the problem. Is you need to have that guy.
Yeah,
I don't care.
You need to have that dumbed down for the masses.
The sing off?
Yeah, sing off. That was it. But no, Ben Folds did it great. He was talking about the influence of the Beatles, and he said basically when I would go and write a song or write a concept or do a concept album or anything like that, I would think of, okay, let me try this, and he'd be like, damn it, the Beatles did that first. Let me do this. Now, damn it, the Beatles did that first.
Simpsons did it.
You know, yeah, or the Simpsons. But no, you know, basically almost anything that anybody does in popular music today, the Beatles have did it first, so they're trendsetters. I mean, the whole music video thing comes from the Beatles.
Ben Folds referred to the sing off as the shit show.
And that is correct, because if you listen to Ben Folds talk, you know, I completely agree with where he was coming from.
What network was that on?
NBC.
NBC.
Yes.
So, anyways, yeah, but you know, what other band would it be? I mean, I've seen Zeppelin cover bands. I've seen all kinds of cover bands. I've seen, you know,
Coldplay. I'm not joking. I'm like, in 15 years, do you think?
I mean, I've seen like 60s festivals or disco festivals or, you know, 80s festivals, but it's not just the one band that's all over the place.
Well, also another thing about the Beatles is when they did it, you didn't have as many outlets to hear music. I mean, you had probably 5 radio stations in every city you can listen to.
If you're
lucky. And they all played the same stuff.
Yeah, and they still do, by the way. Unless you're in a big city. That's why I like going to Chicago, because you listen to like a radio station that actually plays like B-side, deep album cuts that are awesome that you never hear. Not like on WEBN Cincinnati here. It's the same fucking 50 songs all the goddamn time.
You know what, though? You should listen to the other songs. You know why? Because they go, all the single ladies, all the single ladies.
Yes,
if you like, you put a ring on it.
Yeah,
if you like, you put a ring on it.
But anyways, go ahead.
All the single ladies.
Close to the Beatles.
No, seriously, your point, Jeff. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, no, but my point is like that they were the ones that they became popular, and then they also then progressed in their music. That, you know, when you only have so many places to find music. Yeah. And they're the ones that are doing the unique stuff that stand out. I mean, nowadays, if there was a band, they probably won't even get noticed because there's so many places to get your music from.
The diversion. Yeah, to so many diversions, you know, as compared. And that's what makes them so great, is the fact that, you know, they're that Zeitgeist, you know, that everybody focused on.
Perfect word for it, yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Well, so anyways, yeah, Beatles.
This episode of Hobie was sponsored by the Beatles.
Sgt. Pepper. No, but what's really great is going back, not just with the Beatles, but I like it with any musicians or songs. I like to hear the backstories of the songs or what the inspirations were for you know, what they wrote and why they wrote. And so I'm like a big, you know, Wikipedia, you know, internet behind the music. Yeah, VH1. They still have behind the music. You know, I'll watch that stuff, and I just dig all that thing. I dig it all behind.
Best VH1 behind the music was about Pink. Because
that was the E True Hollywood.
That was the E True Hollywood. Sorry, because she had asthma. Yeah. And as a teenager, she fought with her mom about her clothes.
And boys.
It was a pretty rough lifestyle for Pink. This is how she got her inspiration. And I love Pink actually as a musician, but it is funny. Like, Jeff was talking about this E True Hollywood story years ago. Like, you gotta be kidding me. This is the biggest, like, everyone suffers drugs and everything. No, she just fought with her mom about boys as a teenager.
And clothes.
And you watch it and
wear
you're
that
like,
at the house.
Yeah, you watch it, you're like,
me, Mom.
Oh my God, this is true. This is really it. Yeah. I have asthma, which I'm not mocking.
I can't believe she became a singer with all her troubles with breathing as a child
and fighting with her mom
about clothes and boys.
Yes,
true. But you know what's interesting about music too? You guys know about Everybody's Records, you know, in Pleasant Ridge.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeff, you ever been there? I was actually in there the first time about several weeks ago, and I missed that old record store atmosphere, and they still have it. You think of it, the modernity and the iPhones and the iTunes.
Yeah,
and
even
the
if you're not
single-song
downloading it, you're
downloads.
going to Best Buy, sterile.
Yeah, I remember the days where I would go into a record store and I would literally look at every CD, trying to find something that I was listening to or listening, talking to the guys like, hey, what's your recommendation? Well, what do you like? I like this. Here, try listening to these guys, buy this CD. And they still had that atmosphere in there. Granted, it was still, it's not probably as hopping as it used to be, but it was still crowded. I was still impressed by it.
Is that how you got hooked on Miley Cyrus?
Yes.
Yeah, is that why?
The country Miley, not the hip
you
hop.
love the Beatles?
Not the culturally appropriated hip hop Miley Cyrus.
You like Lee Greenwood? Here, try this.
And as you know, I saw a couple movies in the movie theater. Mm-hmm. Well, one of them being Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which I gave you my listener review last week, which you read, which was...
It was good.
Me likey?
Yes, me likey.
Me likey.
It was very enjoyable.
That movie had probably about 7, 8 previews in front of that movie.
Yes, it did.
And let me tell you something. I don't want to see any of those damn movies that they've been trying to hype. I think this summer is going to suck big
I
time.
think there were about 2 or 3 movies.
There's only one preview that I liked, and that was Wonder Woman. I looked at that preview and I said, yeah, that's good. Other than that, all the other stuff that they played in front of it, like the Transformers have been part of Earth history for 1,000 years and we've hit it. I'm like, please hide it because I don't want it anymore. Continue to hide it because I don't want this shit anymore. It's getting ridiculous.
Has Anthony Hopkins officially jumped the shark? He'll just do anything.
We've known that for years.
Yeah, but it's even worse now.
Yeah,
he's worse than Al Pacino territory.
Pretty much so.
Oh, he flat out admits if they pay him enough money, he'll do it.
Dunkachino.
Yeah. But seriously, I mean, they played so many summer movie previews, and each one I was like, no, and that's it. Wonder Woman's it. I mean, think about it. What movies coming out this summer do you want to see? Wonder Woman. That's
Wonder
it.
Woman.
That's
Which
it.
comes out Thursday
It's coming out
night.
this weekend.
I guess I better get
That's right.
tickets.
Better get ready.
Might have to talk about that.
Okay.
If you haven't got them yet.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. If you have a penis, you may not be able to see it Thursday
We'll talk
night.
about that in the news of the
Yeah, I
geek.
know. Ooh, dropping hints, show hints. No, but and the other one I saw, I finally got around to seeing Doctor Strange.
Did you like it?
It was okay. It was enjoyable. It wasn't. It could have been predictable and it could have gone a predictable route, but it didn't go that route. But you know what? I really got tired of the Inception geometrical city shifting shit all the time.
It was cool, but it did get a little bit old at the end.
It did. I'm like, just please stop. I mean, just do something different.
Did you like the end? I like the
Just
ending,
stop
though.
the kaleidoscope shit.
I like the end, and the director said that, we talked about this before, that he didn't want to, every comic book movie ends with destruction of a city. He wanted to rebuild the city. I thought that was kind of cool.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I liked how he was making a deal with
Dormammu.
Yeah.
Dormammu. Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Come to
Kept coming
bargain.
back. Yeah, exactly.
Stop!
I'd have you in an infinity loop.
I keep feeling like he wanted to say, will you stop that? No.
Stop that. That's silly.
Stop it. That's silly. I'm a universe destroyer. Stop that silly stuff. No, but because you could sit there and think when he started doing the time, I was like, oh my god, the predictable thing is he's gonna move time, he's gonna go back, so his hands don't get fucked up. But you know what? It actually he did.
You know,
He kept. He kept it.
Surprises me he didn't do that.
That's what
Go
I thought.
back in time before.
That's what I thought the predictability was coming in.
Did you like Benedict Cumberbatch, though?
Yeah, it was okay. He was kind of funny.
Yeah.
His sense of humor, I think, fit the Doctor Strange character.
Yeah, I thought he was perfectly cast for Doctor
even he, joked with Wong and all that kind of stuff. It was kind of like laughing at his own bad jokes. The writers kind of thing. Kind of like, Han Solo. Yeah, we've done this before. Let's go blow it up. Kind of joke.
Yeah.
Inside joke. I thought it was okay.
I thought The Force Awakens was totally original.
But I had to watch the first 10 minutes twice, with my father-in-law and everything because we couldn't figure out what the problem was with the DVD. Mm-hmm. Have you guys ever played a movie where it automatically defaulted to English with descriptive audio?
No.
Oh my God, it's annoying.
The Queen's English or regular?
No,
American
English
English?
descriptive audio.
For people who have hardest seeing, they will explain what's going on.
Yeah, I get that.
Going on. It drove me insane. I was like, at first, I'm like, is this part of the movie?
Trippy scene.
Let me do my Jason. I don't know.
And then Stephen
Is this
Strange
part of
walks across the floor.
Yes. I'm like, maybe. Yeah. And then, I'm yelling at a 60-year-old guy to stop the movie and pause it. And he's like yelling at me back. I don't think it's part of the movie.
No, that was cool when I was working in the theater when we first got the descriptive the audio. We would hand out headsets, and only certain theaters were getting the descriptive.
But not on an action-packed movie beginning like Doctor Strange.
No. I mean, you had to get a headset, and only you would hear it.
Yeah.
But not for like everybody in the room.
It was like, at first I'm like, is this part of the movie? I don't know.
I will tell you, I did watch one episode of Daredevil with the descriptive audio on because I was at work, and I can listen a lot, but I can't always watch. And it was interesting,
and kind of like in unison, in brotherhood with Daredevil, since he was blind.
Oh yeah, I think that was the first
Netflix movie show that did it.
At least Netflix one.
Yep.
Yeah,
There you go.
Good job for Netflix.
Yeah, and I'm like, I want to do that. So while I'm have my back to the screen, I can still know what's going on, because especially in shows where there's a lot of fighting, all you hear is explosions and you have no clue what happened.
Yeah.
So that's another reason it's tougher for me to watch those CW shows, because
Not Riverdale.
there's a lot of non-dialogue parts of the show where I have no clue what happened because I can't pay that close attention to it.
Jughead looks into Archie's misty eyes. Archie raises his fingers over his 16-pack abs.
I was hoping we'd make it
Jughead.
through one episode without even talking about
Jughead
Riverdale.
turns his hat
Unfortunately.
and puts on his helmet. I mean, his hat, and he looks at him mistily and says,
You know what
love
my
you."
DVR did? It downloaded the 12 Monkeys a-thon, because Sci-Fi was trying that entire season in 2 days.
Yeah.
Wait, now I got it on DVR?
Yeah. It automatically downloaded, and I looked at it, and I thought about it, and you know what I did? I
Erased it right
deleted
away.
it all. I was like, the first season was good. It started going, it jumped the shark, and because it became way predictable, and I said, I'm out.
We did that with a couple of shows that were like, I look at my wife, I was like, they canceled the show. Delete it. I was like a first season show. Yeah. Like, we kind of liked it, and she's like, delete it. We're not watching it. It's pointless. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
See, but if you would have done that with great shows that only lasted a season, you'd miss out on a lot.
That's true.
Now, granted, there's only about 2 or 3 of those.
Well, I did start rewatching True Detective season 1.
Oh, okay.
Because time is a flat circle.
And you wished that they had canceled that after one season.
Driving a Buick.
The rumor is that True Detective season 3 will be coming out.
Well, that Pizzolatto and I hear both Woody and McConaughey are both interested in that season 3. Now, what are they going to do? I don't know. Are they going to just produce it and work with it, or are they going to make reappearances?
There's big news that Fargo season 4 may not happen too.
Ooh.
That's another one.
I've heard people disappointed on season 3.
Really?
No.
But going back to True Detective, it is really cool going back and rewatching the thing again and picking up all these things that you missed the first time around. It was really nice.
Blake, speaking of Transformers, in our green room right now, there's a commercial for the new Transformers film. June 21st.
No, Michael
It's
Bay.
Hobie Day. I think
Michael
everybody.
Bay must be stopped.
Hobie Day at the theater. All of us go. Let's go. Come on.
No.
I think I'll fondle
I know
Transformer.
exactly where I won't be on May 21st.
June
Not
21st.
watching.
Oh, June 21st. Yeah,
Transformers.
May 21st is a little late for that.
Although now Marky Mark is in a fun commercial for, was it cable or Dish?
Yeah, AT&T.
And it's got James from Westworld.
Yes.
He's like, "Can I stop?" No, you're good.
No, you're really good at it.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Let's do a Twitter poll of the week. Twitter poll of the week. You can follow us at Bad Ideas Podcast. Just to let you guys know, we are in third round. Third poll of the first round.
But this says round 2.
Yeah, I screwed that up. Let's see. Our intern did. Hobie's best video game console tournament, which now includes handhelds.
Oh.
And this is not the 1970s. That was another era. Okay, this is the early 80s to mid 80s.
I'm so confused.
The options were, and you can vote if you go to our Twitter page. Not on this one though anymore. Nintendo Entertainment System, the Sega Master System, Atari 5200, and ColecoVision. So, Let's see. They will be joining Atari 2600 in the next round. Just let you guys know. That won last week. In last place with 4%, the Atari 5200.
Atari couldn't hold on.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. It wasn't backwards compatible,
No.
so I'm okay with that. Let's see.
And even though it was Atari 2600 doubled,
Yes, yes, it was.
Well, on this upcoming week, we have the 7800, which is the 2600.
We'll get to that in a
Triple.
oh,
Let's see. ColecoVision came in third place with 7% of the vote,
I
which
remember
was funny.
ColecoVision because they had the first controllers that had like the little circular disc, didn't
Which
they?
this just goes out to show that if you...
Right?
Yeah, it is.
No,
Yeah.
but
The circular disc, not a knob. I'm talking about like a circular disc
was
on
the
the little
Intellivision.
controller.
That was in television with the...
ColecoVision and television, it's all the same thing.
No, it isn't. ColecoVision, just to show you that there's everything out there online, there's several Twitter handles that are devoted to ColecoVision,
Really?
and they tried to ramp up the voting. And we had a lot of votes, and I'm not kidding. Like, we had more, this is a decent one.
they can only ramp up to 7%.
It only got from 0% to 7%. And one of them was, "We beg to differ. Come on, ColecoVision enthusiasts." There wasn't many enthusiasts.
Now, you know what the whole big scandal on the ColecoVision
What's
was?
that?
It was on the Smurf Adventure game, where you would try to get...
Which actually was supposed to be a good game,
No,
right?
it was actually pretty fun.
Okay.
For the time or whatever. But there was rumor that if you did something the right way, that like Smurfette would take off her clothes.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, you
And
do.
No, you don't.
and then I remember
If
as
you're
kids,
a 10-year-old boy, you do.
I'm going to the woods to find porn instead.
But I remember I was reading something about that a year or so ago, and it turned out all it was there was like a glitch where her clothes wouldn't necessarily come off; they would just like be like her head, the blue stuff would be there, but the
like
other stuff would just
quick shaking?
disappear.
Like,
Like there was like a little glitch that if weird things happened, then it was like the
Pixels.
pixels just kind of disappeared, kind of a little.
What was the
glitchy
purpose of the Smurfs thing? Wasn't that to like collect apples or something?
It was pretty much a Mario ripoff type thing.
Okay.
Well, I suppose this was before Mario, so
Okay.
it was a Mario prototype.
it was a side scroller where you collect things and tried
Okay.
to.
It's like
I remember,
Pitfall.
like,
Pitfall.
brief-
Collect things instead of jumping on alligator heads.
Yeah.
So
3 perfectly lined up in a pod.
Nintendo versus Sega Master System for second and first, winning 68% to 21%. The Nintendo Entertainment System.
I don't think almost everybody had a Nintendo NES at one point in time,
Yes.
didn't they? In the
I did.
early consoles,
I never.
Well,
did.
here's,
post Atari,
Although my brother,
post Atari 2600.
I had an Atari 7800.
Because didn't the Nintendo NES literally bring back the video console?
yes, it
Pretty
did.
much,
Yeah.
Because the Atari system killed it because there was too many bad games that tick
Yeah, I
people
believe
off.
it.
So,
And if you don't make things retro compatible, all you do is piss people off.
well, that's why
Microsoft.
the new poll this week. Go online right now. You have about 15 hours to vote left.
15 hours from recording, so
Yes.
3 hours from when you hear this.
Yeah, probably. The Atari 7800 versus the NEC's TurboGrafx 16 versus the Nintendo Game Boy. We are including handhelds because they are consoles. And the Sega Genesis. Those are the four.
Miniature handheld consoles.
That's right. And here's the thing. I'm doing it. We're doing it based on years that came out. So it's the next big systems that came out the next four in the years.
Ah, okay.
That's why the Super Nintendo is actually on the next poll. So I did not include the Action Max. I didn't. I realized that nobody ever had them.
Yeah, no one even knows what you're talking about.
So the Action Max is no more. The Game Boy is
But you
losing.
didn't include we didn't ever get the Vectrex thing.
No, there was a couple of them because they were so similar in that. So right now, the Atari 7800 has 12% of the vote and is not in last place.
All right.
Genesis is beating the Game Boy 55 to 27, and TurboGrafx is at 6%.
So you just gave away.
No,
next
because
week's
we still get a lot of it. So if you're voting, if you're a Game Boy fan, get out there, vote, turn it. ColecoVision enthusiast didn't do it. Is there any Game Boy enthusiast? I'm just wondering. Let's see here. Let's do some listener feedback. Blake, take it away.
Yes, and listener feedback. We start with this guy named Doug.
Number one fan, Doug.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
He says his intent is to steal Jeff's box office news. He says, as of Tuesday, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is at $740 million. I heard, by the way, I'll interject my own opinion in between his two sentences. It already made more than the original Guardians.
Ooh, Jeff was
Did
wrong.
you hear that?
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. The second one always makes more than the first.
In theory.
In theory.
Well, yeah, unless it's incredibly bad.
Yeah.
Or it's Avatar.
Oh, well, yeah, Avatar, that's got something to shoot for.
We'll get into that in a second, too. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hint. Keep listening.
Yes.
So Doug says when it passes 750 million, Jeff said he would shave his beard, right?
No.
Okay.
Were you recorded saying that?
Nope. I was recorded saying my bet was it wouldn't make 750.
I think he did bet a
was
beard.
Did you bet a beard? Did you actually bet?
No.
Bet.
But you just said a bet that had no stakes in it.
No stakes.
Oh.
Have you bet, Jeff? Of course he's not betting money or anything that means
Yeah.
anything.
I don't bet money. And
My question is...
But what about steaks?
well, I do bet burritos.
Oh, okay, burritos.
Ooh.
Taco Bell or Chipotle?
Chipotle. Oh, I don't eat
Don't use your
Taco
debit
Bell.
card there. They got hacked. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see. Couple things. Guardians of the Galaxy, they came out with a new ride in Disneyland. It was they turned the Tower of Terror into a Guardians, the Collector's thing. Escape from it.
Wait, they did away with the Tower
Yeah.
of Terror?
Wow.
Did they do away with it or just rebrand it and add things to it?
Really?
It was in Disneyland. They didn't do it in Disney World. So you're fine.
Okay.
So they redid it, and it's basically a 3D screen, or not 3D, it's just a screen projecting movie. You're in the thing, you're going up and down the elevator and all that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different, like, I think a dozen different songs, like good 80s, 70s songs.
Yeah.
And each one has different scenes that they film for the music. So you can take a different ride each time, which is kind of fun. But anyways... So I went online and I actually saw what the ride was because people film it. So it's great on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they're on opening day and the next day, the day after, there's a 5-hour wait to get into it. And it was a 2-minute ride.
You think about how
2
much
minutes,
you
30
spend
seconds.
per day.
Yes.
You know, how much per hour you spent on that.
It was 300 minutes to get to it. And I was like, I don't think I could handle that. And then the best is the comments from the things. They're like, 5 hours is a long time. I could see maybe 3.5 to 4, but I'm not waiting 5. Really? You're at 4 hours and you won't wait another? Well, at this point, who cares?
At this point in my life, I don't think I'd wait more than 20 minutes for a ride.
Well done.
I mean, as a kid, we would wait. I think we would wait up to 2 hours to ride the beast.
And then that was without iPhones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mobile technology.
Even TVs like they have in lines now. I will say
That's when you would scout girls out in line and say, "Okay, we're gonna pass them. We're gonna pass them. We're gonna pass them.
Don't look at him. Don't look down. Don't make eye contact. Oh, she looked at me.
Hello."
I got porn in the woods. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Damn it. But the collector's thing was pretty cool. Like, they had a lot of, like, you go through the collector's gallery, basically, and they have a animatronic Rocket Raccoon that looks really damn good. It was fun.
Cool.
I mean, from what I saw, I would not wait 5 hours for a 2-minute ride, but, that's just me.
Speaking of the Kurt Russell character, what was his name?
Ego.
Oh, how fitting.
Yes.
Isn't it great? And he's like, yeah, I figured out the meaning of life. I need to populate myself and everything.
Hence the ego.
Hence the ego, yeah.
Did you
exactly.
get creeped out by young Kurt Russell? It kind of creeped me out.
A little bit, kind of. The CGI was still pretty good, but you can tell it wasn't completely natural because it missed the natural...
Give it about 5 years.
Natural facial lines and stuff like that, but it was really good. Kind of like the Grand Moff Tarkin Rogue One spin. Yeah.
I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like Kurt Russell. I wish he would be back as somebody else, but...
Yeah.
Speak of rides, I needed to do this. The Avatar... Oh, wait, we'll get to it in a second. Never mind. We'll get to it later. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh, hey, next we got some Europeans.
What?
Europeans.
Oh, I love their planet.
Yeah.
It's actually a moon.
Oh, okay. Of Endor.
Got some,
I think it's around... Is that Jupiter? Or something.
That's what I was thinking. It's Jupiter.
Yeah.
Devil will correct us.
Devil correct us. Yeah.
That's right. We have some Europeans because we're international.
Interplanetary?
Yeah, we're international because you can hear us on places like nerdly.co.uk.
G'day, mate. Hello, guys.
Wanker.
Yeah, check out Monkey.
Check out monkeys. Where else can you hear us?
You can also hear us Geek Life Radio, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central every Friday. Tangent Bound Network. Tangent Bound. And We Be Geeks every Wednesday morning. And also on Danger Entertainment.
Danger.
Danger Entertainment.
And also on iTunes, Stitcher,
And any other podcast app that's worth it.
iHeartRadio.
Yes.
And give us reviews, please.
Yeah. And even if you're in like non-English speaking countries like Canada
Yes.
or New York, New Jersey area,
You can still hear us.
or weird places
Google
like
Play.
California.
Google Play. And also, you can like our Facebook page, The History of Bad Ideas. We give you up-to-date news and movie news and comic book news and everything else.
And
so.
trailers.
And trailers. Lots of trailers. Lots of fun little videos. So follow us. Anyways, go on, Blake.
Yeah, trailers or not. We're not talking parkies.
We're not talking murder cabin.
That's right. No, anyways, from our European folks who still listen to us despite the fact of Trump's disastrous foreign policy trip. Supreme Overlord. I'm sorry, Supreme Overlord, your successful European American muscle trip.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Touch the golden orb.
Get out of my way.
Do you see him with the G77 in the golf cart? What a douche. He's just a fucking tool.
see him flip-
I'm going to apologize for the rest of the world right now. Supreme Overlord Trump rules.
Did you see him flip off the other leaders?
Yeah,
I missed
oh
the
my
flip
God,
off.
the macaroni dude and the Merkel.
Macaroni.
Yeah, the
Did
macaroni
you see
dude.
the
That's right.
handshake with
The handshake with the macaroni.
I missed that.
Poor Montenegro. You think a small independent country doesn't get any respect on the international stage?
Just get shoved
You get
out of the way.
shoved out of the way by that asshole.
I saw that day meme on Facebook or whatever where it's like, here's Trump at the NATO summit, and it was the clip from Airplane when he's walking in and everybody making it for stuff. He just starts punching.
Oh yeah, the
everybody,
pilot's
kicking
being
them.
approached by everybody, and he's just kicking the shit out of everybody going
Like
by.
Trump at
Yeah.
the.
My wife and I watched The Amazing Race, and they were in Norway a couple weeks ago. And I was like, can we just move to Norway? They don't bother anyone. They're not a national world power. Nobody attacks them. She's like, they had a serial killer, or they had a massive shooting a couple years ago.
Yeah, they did.
Damn it! That's right, they did. Okay.
But
Besides that,
But you know, all the Scandinavian countries love death metal.
yeah,
Do you know that?
That's what's
Yes.
cool about the Scandinavian
They do.
countries.
They do. They
What's
do.
not cool about the Scandinavian countries is winter.
I'm fine with that.
I've got a big problem. I can't go anywhere farther north than
Where you're at
where
now?
I'm at. Maybe Columbus. I might stretch as far as Columbus.
Well, I did say that, I would love to move
that
to
area.
Montana. And then this past week, we watched a Dateline murder mystery, and it took place in Montana. My wife, like, see, I told you.
We're out. They
I was
murder
like-
people everywhere.
I was like, it's a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And here's the best part. There's a handful, they won't tell the number. In the Dateline, they said there's a handful of FBI agents for the whole state of Montana. I was like, well, of course.
One agent.
And here's the best part. The cop that was investigating, the detective that was investigating the murder, he was also the CSI guy.
Yeah.
He was a detective, and he was something else in the county. I'm like,
You know, the best part is, in order to perform all those roles, he has to carry all those different hats.
that's just...
And he's like, hold on one moment. He's got to switch hats.
Well, the best part is they found her car missing, or they found her missing car on the side of the road. And they're like, yeah, we looked at it, And then I got in the car and the keys were there, so I just drove it to the forensic lab so we could do the test. I was like, you just sat in it! Wait a minute! You can't do that! Just tow it!
My father...
The tow truck driver is 3 counties away.
Yes, and the same thing. My father-in-law wants us to go to Montana
love to.
for a camping vacation, to go Glacier
Yeah.
Park. He's like, yeah, in order to go buy milk, you have to drive 45 minutes away from where we're going to camp. I'm like, Fuck you. I'm not driving 45 minutes to go get milk.
Maybe you bring milk with you.
Screw that.
Or goat. Just bring a goat.
Oh, just bring a goat with you.
Ride a moose.
I've looked at real estate in Montana many times.
To start a cult?
No.
Oh.
That would be a good place to start a cult.
Yeah.
But I keep looking, and my wife's like, well, yeah, but what's the population of the town? I was like, oh, let me check. 218, 507, 8. I was like, this is right next to the mountains. How awesome is that? Population, 712. Yes! Let's do it! No! Yeah. She's like, that's as big as our subdivision. That's it.
You know, if you want to move to Montana to start a cult, I'll be your cult consultant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have about 200 acres.
Well, the key is get everybody to do everything else for you so you can just reap what they all sow.
And keep saying in 30 years, this is coming. This is coming in 30 years.
You always have to have a threat, doomsday threat at the end.
Yes.
That's right. Because when you want to pick up chalks and move, you just have them all drink Kool-Aid, and take off.
Melissa McCarthy will make Ghostbusters 2 in 30 years if you don't do what we say. No!
And she'll shit in a sink.
She has threatened the world, people.
Well, speaking of cults, I love the line from The Office when Creed was talking about that. I've been involved in cults as both leaders and followers. It was more profitable as being a leader, but much more fun being a follower.
I love Creed.
Anyways, we had a question from our European friend.
Kevin, great question.
Thanks.
What was the question?
And now, moving on. No, wait, hold on. No, Kevin at 365 Flicks. He says, I have decided I'm going to vote in the upcoming UK election. First time ever. It only took you how many years to get involved in the democratic process? He says, who does Blake think I should vote for? I don't know.
I say vote for staying.
But I guarantee you,
I think they did
I
that
guarantee you, your choice is a turd burger and a shit sandwich.
Giant douche.
Or a giant douche, third-party giant douche. They usually get in there some way or another. But this is Europe, so you got like 50 people running for the election, right? Because that's how they decide Parliament. Yeah, whatever.
Sure, I'm going with that.
Government shit.
I would say never.
I say drink heavily.
If there's a guy that is named Trump, may want to vote for him. He's a good supreme overlord.
Well, if you like Trump, then I suppose you can vote to try to keep Theresa May in power.
Oh, that's good. That's good. When is the UK election?
Is Pippa's bum running for election?
I would vote for Pippa's bum.
I vote for Pippa's bum.
Let's see. We got.
There you go. We
Let's
already decided, Jason. We're moving on. You vote for Pippa's bum.
I got Theresa May.
No.
Oh, okay. The Tories have almost doubled the vote. I don't know what that means. I'm just looking at Google.
Aren't they the people that wear funny wigs?
Maybe.
I thought those are the Whigs.
Oh, no, that's the American
Jeremy
Whig Party.
Corbyn and Theresa May. There you go.
Has Jeremy Corbyn married his grade school crush?
If so, then vote yes.
And if his grade school crush is his teacher...
Does she speak French?
Much better than an elementary school teacher.
All right, then. Write in Pippa's bum. That's my recommendation. All right. Can you imagine that? So the party in control of power, the most seats. Pippa's bum.
This is a little sexist.
All right. No, there's nothing sexist about that. It's a nice bum. It was very popular in the UK a couple years ago. All right.
Still
is, by the way.
Finding a very good UK male bum.
Moving on.
Roger Moore passed away last week.
Yes.
That's a bummer.
It was a bummer.
I haven't seen his bum.
I see what you did there. No, George Lasby.
Anyways, let's move on to Besotted Geek and Nikki.
They did a joint one on Twitter 2 weeks ago. They asked us.
She said, this is from our... Nikki's from New Zealand.
Yes.
She speaks Kiwi.
She does.
So she must use iGoogle Translate to send us this stuff in English.
Probably.
Where's Besotted Geek from?
Pennsylvania.
Can't all be winners.
Where does that Twitter marriage come from?
Well, they just are friends with Hobie.
No, they're both fans of us.
Yay! Apologize.
That's right. Now you got to apologize to each other. All right, so they said rank all the Spider-Man films. Does this include the ones we haven't seen?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the 3 Tobey Maguires, the 2
What's his
Amazing.
name?
2
Two
Amazings.
Amazings?
And does that include Spider-Man being in
Homecoming?
Civil War?
No.
No Spider-Man Civil
But he's
War.
in Civil War.
Okay, well, that was number 1.
Okay.
So we'll go through that. I think it's his solo adventures. So, what would you pick? What would be the ranking?
I would say Spider-Man 2.
I think that was the
Doc Ock
consensus.
one.
Uh-huh.
Then I would probably go on to Spider-Man 1.
It's not good.
I thought it was okay.
It doesn't hold up well.
It doesn't hold up.
Green Goblin's bad.
Then
Now, the first
probably-
Amazing Spider-Man was
Amazing-
actually kind of decent. I actually
Yeah, I
kind of
agree
liked
with
it
that.
because it had a different spin to it.
I think looking back, I wouldn't have a problem doing Doc Ock, Spider-Man 2, then Amazing Spider-Man 1, then Spider-Man 1, then
A tie in last place between the one that had Venom and the one that had Electro.
Electro. Yeah, I agree.
So
that's actually not
both
bad.
of those genres
Yeah.
tied for
I'm
last.
trying to think which one I would put ahead of the other.
I'd have a hard time.
The Venom one,
Yeah,
or
between Venom and
Because it's got Venom.
oh,
Electro
Jamie
or-
Foxx is so bad.
Hey, speaking of which,
I like
my
Sandman.
favorite Tom Hardy signed on for Venom.
He did sign on for
Tom
Venom.
Hardy kicks ass.
Yes.
We've talked about this before.
This should be interesting.
You cannot recognize him from movie to movie.
No, you cannot. No, you
Because
cannot.
he's that good.
But I like him as Venom. I like it. If he's Eddie Brock, I like it a lot.
But anyways,
better than Topher Grace.
Yes.
better
So
Topher-
what do you pick?
Correct. What do you pick, Jeff? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I think I'm leaning towards.
All right, let's
I'll
move
go
on
for
to the next- oh, wait, hold
Spider-Man
on.
3
Spider-Man 3.
over Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
If for any reason, just because of the terrible ending with the Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I see bits of decent movie in Spider-Man 3. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a disjointed piece of shit. Even Andrew Garfield didn't know what it was about, he said. And they were so worried about world building the future movies, they didn't worry about the movie they were in.
Exactly.
I'll give you that.
Lack of concentration. All right. So there you go. Besotted Geek and Nikki.
Besotted Geek also has another question.
He does.
Oh, that's later on. Never mind.
later on. Anyways, we have corrections,
Corrections.
and we like to invite everybody to give us corrections because we're right until proven wrong.
That's right.
And this one's from Doug. He says, "Hey, Jason, Jeff, and Doctor Number One, it's Pandora World of Avatar, not Avatar Land."
Wrong. From now on, it's Avatar Land.
On the Hobie podcast, it will be forever referred to as Avatar Land.
On our History of Bad Ideas Facebook page, I did include the media walkthrough of Avatar Land. 16 minutes of my life I wish I had back, and I even sped mode some of it, fast forward some of it.
Seriously, it's 16 minutes long to watch?
And what was in it? Fucking plants. That's all it was. Plants.
Did they have the tree, the life tree or whatever it's called?
I think so. I kind of skipped that. They did have floating mountains.
Did they let you collect the unobtainium?
I don't know. No, they didn't. And there was a plant that these people were, they had the characters talking, and they're like, this plant, we've brought back from life, because it takes place hundreds of years after the Pandora movies, I guess.
Oh.
And
yay.
yeah. And I guess, you can touch it and knock on it, and your energy is absorbed into it so they can spore and make more, send these spores out. So you tap on it.
So
Do I
people,
lose the energy? I'm
so-
going to die sooner now?
Probably.
so people with asthma shouldn't go to this place.
Correct.
Because it's spores central.
Exactly.
You knock on
Spore
it.
Central.
You knock on it, and all it is, it's hollow inside. That's the reverb coming back. And then there's mist that comes out the top every time you knock on it. But the whole thing looks like a fucking conservatory. And then there's 2 rides. The boat ride, which I saw again, I watched that the last night. Basically, it's a boat ride, and it's inside. There's water, obviously, and lots of plants everywhere. No real adventure or anything. Then there's one that you get on these flying dragon things.
yeah.
That looks interesting. Like, it's an up and down one. You're in the thing. It's a kind of a 3D look of it. It was kind of fun. But I'm like, so this whole land is just fucking plants everywhere. There's nothing else. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is awful.
I wish failure upon it,
Yes.
and that's evil.
Number 1 fan Doug will be at Avatar Land next week. he will be posting some pictures to our History of Bad Ideas Facebook page.
Oh boy.
Get excited, people. Get excited.
Did you give him access to?
No.
He'll
Not
be
yet.
sending them to you, and you'll be.
Not yet.
posting
I
them?
haven't. I'm debating if we should give him access to it or not. Hey, Blake, in the green room, the Transformers trailer's up.
Stop, Michael
It's
Bay.
mocking you. It's mocking
Please.
you. It looks
Michael
so
Bay
good.
must be stopped.
It looks so good. So there's Avatar Land. Don't see it. It looks
Yeah.
awful. Thomas Kirk, though, yelled at me for that. Captain Kirk. Anyways, moving on.
Ah,
What do we
speaking
got?
of Captain Kirk.
Yes.
Captain Kirk says, remember, the Atari 2600 should have been disqualified in the poll due to the time it was made.
He thought there should have been other computer Magnavox things that
Yeah,
were.
apparently we kind of put the Magnavox Odyssey in there, which apparently was made like 6 years before the Atari 2600. I'm like,
Details.
well, technically we were talking about the Magnavox Odyssey 2, which was the good one, because the first one was crap. So the Odyssey 2 was probably more in comparison with the
You know what?
2600.
I will put the Odyssey 2 into the next round of the thing.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You asked for it, you get it.
I can't remember. I can't say I'll remember that, but remind me when it gets to that round.
Correct him next week when he hasn't done it.
Yes. What else we got?
Now we move on to listener reviews.
If you have a review, send it over to our Twitter account.
Yeah, this one's from Nikki. Mm-hmm. She's twittering solo to us this time. She says, review of John Wick 2. Fucking awesome. So much fighting. Ruby Rose is awful. Thank God they didn't kill the dog again.
Good call. Good call. Okay.
All right, next one from Captain Kirk. The Mick was 3 out of 5, but the commercials killed the show. I only watched it because I went to the kitchen to make dinner. When they came back, it was on. I found it was good. I would not have watched it from the commercials.
That is true. We've talked about that. The commercials are awful
For the Mick?
promoting it.
Yeah, I still have yet to watch it because the commercials didn't make me want to see the show.
I give it a 4 out of 5.
And then, of course, we got the other European, Chris at 365 Flicks.
Good day, mate.
Hello, wanker.
You cheeky cunt.
He says, cheeky review of Alien Covenant. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go see that, but, the old lady, the female perspective, doesn't like scary movies.
You want to go with me and my dad?
No.
Okay.
You haven't gone yet?
Nah, not yet.
I mean, sure, but I'm probably not available. I'll be doing my hair. Don't bother watching it. What? Scott was more interested in Fassbender's androids than the actual fucking alien.
That's the director.
Yeah, the CGI was awful, and the pacing was shite, and the ending was rushed. Basically, just watch the first Alien movie instead.
Pandora?
Ooh.
That's the first one in chronological order, right?
Sure. All right. Oh,
yeah. We didn't do this last week.
you know what this music means.
Yeah.
So all the listeners gotta lean back, relax,
Unbutton your zipper.
close your eyes.
What? Unzip your zipper or unbutton your button?
Yes to both. Get the whipped cream out and just lay back
Low.
and let the smooth sounds of Blake and
Lay
Jason
low.
talk you through it like it's your first time.
So basically, we got from Nick.
Oh,
All bright.
all right, baby.
He says, Jeff, baby, do you enjoy a Roman shower?
Oh,
Like beside a geek pod?
who doesn't?
So I think this is bringing up the Google word of the week again. Since
Yes.
I'm like, not exactly sure what a Roman shower is.
What is a Roman shower?
Do I really want to know?
Oh, yeah, you do.
Roman shower, noun,
No.
slang.
Are you actually going to have to say this? Is it nasty?
It's a sexual fetish
Oh, jeez.
in which one participant vomits on another.
Oh!
So no, I am not into Roman showers like Besotted Geek Pod.
We have now hit a new low.
The show is hit a new low.
That is disgusting. How can you be? Oh God. Oh God. God. Oh God. Okay. Let's.
If you spew, then I'll spew.
Jeff or Blake, let's go to Besotted Geek. Skip the next one. Let's go to Besotted Geek. We'll get to that next one next week. Thank you.
Oh.
What's sexy about that? I don't understand. Well, apparently that's why it's called a fetish.
Oh God.
All right, anyways, from Jeff Morris. He says, out of all the Marvel characters in movies and TV, whom would you most like to have a beer with? Not counting Howard the Duck, since he would clearly be everyone's choice.
Oh, so now we're just playing with sound effects today. Yay.
No, that's what that Roman shower made me want to do.
Oh. But
I thought that was regarding
did you
Howard
miss
Duck. Howard
shooting
the Duck.
yourself the
jokes.
first 2 times that you had to shoot yourself 3 times?
I know I'm kidding.
Oh, this reminds me. Howard the Duck in Guardians of the
Yes,
Galaxy
which
2.
was funny.
Well, it was kind of funny. I did see the previews for Thor Ragnarok. What the fuck is up with that movie? It's like Thor sci-fi.
Yes, in Guardians, it's like him with Guardians Galaxy.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I
looks
watched
good.
that. I watched it and I said, no way.
looks
No
hilarious.
way.
But Thor has been
Ragnarok,
a
no.
space traveling being this whole time, didn't you?
So this is what you were going to do?
Yeah, pretty much. All right, anyways, yeah, out of all the Marvel characters and movies and TV, whom would you most like to have a beer with?
The one played by Chris Pratt.
I love Chris Pratt's abs.
Yeah, all right. Both of you?
Star-Lord would be
Star-Lord?
fun. I like Star-Lord. Yeah.
I would like to hang out with Tony Stark. Yeah, I'd like to have a beer with Tony Stark.
Okay.
For some reason, Tony just doesn't seem to be a beer drinking guy.
No, because he'd probably changed up to martinis on you.
Exactly.
How about Aunt May by Marissa Tomei Aunt May?
Oh,
Ooh, okay.
Or the original trilogy Aunt May. God, she was hot. Woo-wee. Nothing gets me going like varicose veins.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
makes you feel old when Marissa Tomei is playing Spider-Man's grandma, Aunt May.
Love it. Yarr. Moving on.
All right, anyways,
That question, though. That's a good one. I would probably go Star-Lord.
yeah, I like Tony Stark.
Okay. Thanos.
And it'd probably
if you sit down and have a beer with Thanos, he probably won't want to kill you off with
He
everyone
may
else.
not. He may not.
or Demormo, whatever they
Yes,
Dormammu.
Demamu.
And there's Thanos when Speak of the Devil on the Avengers TV show. Cartoon movie, whatever.
All right, Besotted Geek says, agree with Jason, Inception sucks.
Thank you.
Boo, wrong, move on.
Which will be better, The Gifted, Black Lightning, or Star Trek Discovery?
Gifted is the X-Men one on the run on Fox.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Black Lightning looks decent.
Is it about the DC character of Black Lightning?
Yes, he's. I put it on our Facebook page. He's a retired guy, and he gets back into it, but he's a lot older, and it's kind of fun.
Oh, so it's
And I think his.
so it's somebody who had the power for a long time and stopped fighting
Yeah, he
crime?
raised his family, and from the trailer, it looks like his son is killed. He gets back into it, and his daughter is helping him now. It looks decent, though. It looks different than most of the CW shows. Mm-hmm. Or Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, I would say The Gifted looks like a Teenage Heroes TV show.
Hopefully, it doesn't suck after the second season.
Yeah, hopefully.
You mean after the first season?
I did see more previews watching Gotham this week, and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's looking a little bit better. I
I can
think.
see. Star Trek Discovery looks interesting.
I think there's a lot of this manufactured news bullshit about
Yeah.
Star Trek because they're upset because there's not enough white males or whatever. I think it's bullshit. However, if you are one of those people that get upset about that stuff, remember Star Trek had the first interracial kiss on TV.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
I
refuse to look at that.
You can't be a fan of Star Trek and be
Not be progressive.
yeah,
No.
be like flat out racist.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the whole point of Star Trek is don't be a dick.
Exactly.
Besotted Geek also had one on our Twitter page today, right as we're recording. He asked if we've ever been in a Turkish prison.
Is someone watching Airplane?
Somebody's watching. Yeah, that's awesome.
I have never been in a Turkish prison.
He asked if you like gladiator movies as well.
You look
Some-
like Kareem
some.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Why did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar do the movie Airplane? Because he wanted to buy an Asian rug. He wanted to buy a rug for his room, and he wanted $30,000. They gave in.
That rug held the room together.
It did. It brought
right.
it together.
Pop Culture Cafe says, does the lack of promos for the Wonder Woman have you wondering if the studio has no confidence in the movie?
I don't think the studio knows what they're doing, to be honest with you. So
They don't know how to promo it. How to advertise for it. So.
Well, they did a good job with Batman v Superman promo. Here's Superman. Here's Batman. There's Martha. Goodbye.
Martha.
My name's Martha. Why'd you say that name? Why'd you say that name?
Martha.
It's my mom. She's trapped. Oh my God. Did you know my parents got killed? I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but let me explain. They got killed. I don't know who did it. I've been doing a life of justice because of that. Did you know my parents got killed? I can talk about it again. You want me to talk about it? Okay. We were coming out of the movie Zorro. They got killed. I don't know what happened. It's not Joe Chill.
Is this your Pete Holmes doing Batman impersonation or something?
If that's what you think.
I didn't say it was good, but...
Did you know Batman's parents died? Sorry, go ahead.
Because I'm Batman.
Sorry. I'm excited about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. Next, Professor Number One and Doctor Number One says, with the shortening of overtime in naming player safety, have we seen the last of injuries in the NFL?
I have. Because I stopped watching the
anymore?
NFL.
Sorry, I just can't stop laughing. Roger Goodall really cares about this with player safety. He really cares.
They should do away with those Thursday night games.
What are they
man. That's
doing
just
to
horrible.
shorten overtime? Is it
10 minutes.
From 15 to 10 minutes.
why?
They think that 5 minutes is going to change.
I mean, if someone hasn't won yet, well, you should keep playing until you have a winner.
You know what? Roger Goodall is making this into soccer. Fuck you. We are not going to stand for fucking ties.
No.
We've had ties before. You said that like that's...
The Bengals are well known in ties.
Marvin Lewis, the tyingest coach in the Super Bowl era.
Yes.
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is make sure that Donovan McNabb knows that the time has been cut from 15 minutes to 10
Greatest
minutes.
ever. Greatest ever. I think we're going to have to go back to no pads or helmets, and let's just do it that way. Let's just do it this
Actually,
way.
it would probably cut down on injuries because they wouldn't use their helmets and pads behind to
Mike
do these
Ditka
horrible
said if you cut
tackles.
down on the helmets, he's like, it would cut down on the head injuries a lot more.
But the
Yeah,
problem is the
if leading
helmet has
with your
become
head-
so iconographic with the display of the uniform.
You can wear a hat with no padding.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think since baseball makes their managers wear the baseball uniforms, I think you should make football coaches wear the pads. Up and down the sidelines. I
With
think
the
they should.
helmet?
Yes.
They have the helmet
yes.
Keep the helmet on.
While the play is snapped, they have to have a helmet on.
Yep. The other team can't see their play calling. I think
And they don't get the headsets. They have to use the same little transmitter that's in the helmet that the
So you just
quarterback
hit him on the side.
and the defensive captain has.
I like that. I like that.
I like it.
Does anyone fucking care about the NFL anymore? It seems
I
like
do
it's-
because one day the Browns will win something.
You know, it would be funny.
2 games in a year?
Hey, we're doubling our output from last year.
Well, we didn't say this year they're going to. Just one day they are.
The Browns will be
Anything more than one game this year is a success.
They're going to be on their path to like a 12-0 season. We're 12-0, and there's the strike, and the season's over. Sorry.
Sorry, Expos.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on that shit.
That's right. In some way, having won those 12 games, we'll still be eliminated from the playoffs.
Aren't they already eliminated
Some
from
goofy
the
ass
playoffs?
rule.
The top 6 teams won 13.
Right.
Damn it!
Oh, because your 12 wins were mostly against NFC teams. You had to take the AFC records. Damn it!
The league there was half 16-0, half 0-16, and then one team that was 12-4, the Browns.
Yeah, but see, you know, my whole thing with the
Didn't
NFL is
the Patriots not make it with, was it 11 wins?
Yeah, 11-5.
Yeah.
The Matt Castle year.
Yeah, see, my whole thing with the NFL is we should do it like the European soccer leagues.
Oh, please
The
do.
AFC,
Relegate?
you play everybody. Yeah, you play everybody one time, and you'll have a special. You know, for that gives you what was it, 15 games, and you play one designated super rival game that year for 16, and then you easily got your top 5 or 6 teams because you've played everybody and you're on the same playing field. There's no divisions. That's old 1930, 40 stuff because you can only travel so far in a week.
You got a point.
You know,
I like it.
that.
So you got AFC, NFC. You play 15 games. You play everybody once, and then like for the old, division rival thing. 1 year you play, Pittsburgh twice.
But so you don't want to see the NFC AFC overlap at all.
No, not at all.
I hate interleague baseball play, so I agree. I have
And
no
then,
issue with
that
that.
way you're going to get the best top 6 teams from the AFC, the best top 6 teams from the NFC. Let them play it out, and then they play each other, and it brings all that fun and back into it.
I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you. Roger, you can text us at Hobie.
Yes, please do.
There you go.
He cares about player safety.
And I did that for free.
Look at
Copyright.
Copyright 2017 Hobie.
that. The NFL would never steal an idea from somebody. There's your listener feedback. Let's do some news of the geek.
It's time for another installment of the news of the geek.
Okay, news of the geek, the biggest news of the week. This is exciting. Variety has confirmed with Constantin Film chairman Martin Moskowitz that the company...
Come on, you should know that. That's Fievel's last name.
Oh, God, I hated that movie. Which produced all the previous Resident Evil films and owns the rights to the franchise, is developing... What are they developing, Blake? Come on. Your favorite word in movies. A reboot.
Time travel? Oh.
No, reboot.
Oh, God.
According to the site, the new series is currently in development, although details in terms of talent involved, as well as how the reboot would fit into the franchise, are under wraps.
For Resident Evil?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I'm getting there. It could be a soft reboot, which the new story is set within the same world, but it also could be a complete reset. The franchise has been through some wild shifts in tone through the years, since beginning in 2002, starting as a straight sci-fi horror video game adaptation, and moving into a post-apocalyptic action horror, and occasionally dipping into more of a pure action series from time to time. So it's been a clusterfuck. I do love Resident Evil, but it's been bad. Resident Evil, the final chapter was...
Liars!
was just released in January, and while its American grosses were anemic at $26.8 million, pulled in a massive $312 million worldwide.
Thanks again, China.
Including $152.5 million in China.
Oh, shit.
On a $40 million budget, that's a huge profit. I like how it just ended in January and we're going to reboot it.
Yeah, can we get 4 months out before we discuss?
We can't even get it. Yeah, exactly. It's not even like past 10. Is it on DVD yet?
I don't think it is yet.
No, they've already said, hey, we're rebooting.
So, did I see this right? Beauty and the Beast is coming out on DVD like next
Already?
week?
Yeah.
Fast?
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still in theaters,
Is it?
isn't it?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Right now.
What about all right? So you got like The Walking Dead, and you got Fear the Walking Dead. What's the reboot series going to be called? Resident. We're not really evil.
Come knocking.
Resident Progressive Evil.
Come knocking at our door.
Oh, I got it. Resident Evil Supreme Overlord Trump.
Down the hall.
Oh, sorry.
I like the tone progressively evil. I like that one.
Progressively evil.
My thing is, so here's the thing. When will it eventually get to
Resident Neutral Evil.
Boo!
Are we Switzerland?
That's called alignment, Jason. If
Anyway.
you played D&D,
I don't know what that is. Anyways,
gotten the joke.
on iZombie this week, they actually played Dungeons and Dragons.
Did they win?
I don't know. I saw a commercial. And anyways, so here's the funny thing. When does it get to the studio when it's like Resident Evil, the final chapter comes out in January? In February, Resident Evil, the new reboot's coming out. When is it going to get that so close it's going to be 1 month apart?
Well, obviously, Constantine Film doesn't have anything else in the pipeline.
No.
So they said, well, what are we going to do? Let's reboot.
Well, you know what?
How many
That's a good
Resident
idea.
Evil? Yeah, how many Resident Evil movies are there?
7?
6, 7,
I don't know.
6 or 7.
6 or 7?
I thought it was 5. I
Kate
underestimated
Beckinsale.
it.
It's like Jason Friday the 13th final chapter. Not.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm intrigued by the new Friday the 13th
Well, they
video
only
game.
made 6 more after the final chapter, didn't they?
They even put them in space, for fuck's sake.
I was looking at reviews of the new Friday the 13th video game, which looks pretty fucking awesome. And we had a trailer a long
Is
time
it
ago.
better than the Nintendo version?
Yes, it is. But Jason's hunting you, and you can actually do multiplayer too. And they're showing these videos online of all
hold
these
on.
guys playing.
Are you playing multiplayer? Can you hook up with your avatar and then get killed by Jason while you're having sex?
That's disgusting, but probably.
Well, there you go.
But you see these videos of these guys that are like
The
bleeding.
Sims. The Sims. Friday the 13th version.
I like it. I used to just capture them in a fence on The Sims and let them die.
That's right. I still think one of our best episodes is Jason Voorhees. Voorhees, a patient man.
Yes.
That was great.
Go back and listen to that. Now, they said there's videos, and I was watching these. These are pretty funny. Of Jason Voorhees chasing these guys, these people, these characters in the video game. And here's the best part. These guys are talking online and they're all bullshit. They're all just having fun. And they're like, fuck you, watch this. They go into a cabin where everyone's hiding that he doesn't know. And then the guy that's injured runs out the back door and he kills everyone else. And I was like, I like that idea. You don't have to be the fastest, just not the slowest gazelle.
That's right.
I'm intrigued to pick it up, though. It looks fun.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Anyways, moving on. It's no $130 on Rock Band, but
There's nothing like drinking and rock banding.
Netflix is developing an English language drama series based on Andrzej Sapkowski's
Andrei Shepkowski.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize you screwed up the first name.
The Witcher, according to a press release from production company Platige Image. The Witcher series will be based on Sapkowski's 8 novels and story collections, the source material for the CD Projekt Red's video game series of the same name. I'm thrilled that Netflix will be doing an adaptation of my stories, staying true to the source material and the themes I have spent over 30 years writing. First off, I didn't realize that it was like books and everything else
Yeah, I didn't know
this.
The Witcher was based on a book series.
No. And it's I'm excited about our efforts together as well as the team assembled.
Actually, that is a true Czech word you just said.
Thank you.
Yeah, Slavic, I mean.
Assembled to shepherd these characters to life. Platique Image created cinematic shorts and TV spots for CD Projekt Red's The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. Oh, Hunt. Oh, good. The studio also produced the 2013 teaser for Cyberpunk 2077. So I'm intrigued by this. I kind of like the idea of it. I never really got into The Witcher, but I like the stuff it's based on and that, like how the story background. So Blake, would you watch this on Netflix?
I just got done with the 3rd episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000, which was hilarious, by the way. The Time Travelers.
I've gotten halfway through that one. I've been picking and choosing which ones to watch.
It is hilarious. Yeah, the 3rd one. So at the rate I'm going, maybe in a couple years I'll get around to it.
At the rate I'm going, I'm not going to get around to anything.
One of my favorite episodes is episode 10 of Mystery Science Theater this year.
I'm watching them in order.
It's funny. Let's see here.
Anticipation?
Having a stroke. In anticipation.
Still didn't get it right.
I got a speech impediment. Of the release of Wonder Woman, the Austin Alamo Drafthouse
Instated.
a woman-only screening of the film.
Instated or should have been initiated?
I don't know.
He usually copies and pastes. Okay. So
Per the Draft House, apologies, gentlemen, but we're embracing our girl power and saying no guys allowed for one special night at the Alamo Ritz, the announcement said. And when we say people who identify as women only, we mean it. Everyone working at this screening, venue staff, projectionist, and culinary team will be female.
Culinary team.
Do you like some pretzel or popcorn with that? Yep, that's culinary.
I'm assuming they actually make real food there.
This is actually the place that Mark Cuban owns, and it's pretty high end.
And I know they're the ones that really throw people out for being dicks and talking,
texting,
and texting.
If they text, you get thrown out.
If you get caught text, you throw out no warning or anything. Just gone.
Yeah, if they're doing girl power, the Spice Girls are going to be there.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I really, really, really want a zigga zigga.
I want a
put a ring on it. If you really want me to put a ring on it.
I really don't listen to their music videos. I just watch them.
Beyonce's.
Hubba hubba.
The announcement caused a stir because people are idiots on the theater's Facebook page. Many of the comments, which are now hidden, but
deleted.
But BuzzFeed screenshot a few, along with Alamo's quippy responses. And these are some of the things. I won't go through them all, but
Names redacted.
First of all, who gives a shit if it's a woman's only screening for Wonder Woman?
It's one show.
Wonder Woman. She's a strong female superhero that's getting her own screen time. Who cares if they want to have a women-only watching preview? Who cares? Who cares?
Apparently, a couple of people with Facebook accounts.
You know who cares? You know who is? 10-year-old trolls. That's who these kids are. They're 10-year-old trolls.
You know, I wish they were 10-year-old trolls. I'm thinking they're probably 35-year-old trolls.
None of our listeners.
No.
No.
Because our listeners are smart, so. Apparently, equality is only selective nowadays. How about men's only showing of a movie, or is that not how equality works?
No,
Alamo Drafthouse.
No, that's if you want a men's only movie, go to a porn theater.
They did respond on Twitter. Somebody wrote like, "What about men showing of something?" And they're like, "We did show Entourage a couple months ago, and only men showed up." But the Drafthouse responded, "This is zip to do with equality. This is a celebration of a character that's meant a great deal to many women since 1940." One person responded, "Just go, guys, and say you identify as a female."
You can do that nowadays, apparently.
Which responded by saying, "Yeah, that will show us." And then another one said, "You should totally do that. Maybe in the 2 hours of being a woman will fix what's ever broken in your brain." It sold out almost instantly, and the Alamo added a second woman-only screening.
Good for them.
Yeah. I think it's great marketing.
Great.
I just liked how we're going to dress up. What happens if we dress up as drag? I'm like, you are putting way too much effort into this.
Way too much.
Or here's an idea, just go to the next showing.
Yeah.
An hour later.
Honestly, if you really, really want to be there, yeah, they probably will. If you walk up and say, identify as a woman, they'll probably let you in if that's the case you're trying to make.
I don't think anybody that's bitching about this is really that far advanced to identify as anything else.
And the thing is, they're not actually going to go anyway. They had no desire to go to see this.
I just love
they
that.
were told they couldn't.
I just like that Drafthouse is like, fuck you, we're going to fight back. Here, we're going to make some comments.
I like it. Stop manufacturing crises, people.
Stop being sensitive. Anyways. Speaking of sensitive, my wife found out the story about Worsley and this T-shirt that my #1 fan got me.
Oh, yeah.
And she
Because she doesn't listen to the show.
No, she doesn't listen. And my wife goes, "You're an asshole." And I was like, well, Blake was involved in this too until we learned about that he was a veteran. She's like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? Go back to the Worsley episodes.
We did apologize.
Well, then my wife's comment
After the apology was out of their mouths, we were insulting him again.
My wife's comment was, "How long until we insulted him after that?" I said, "About 2 seconds." So,
oh, we're real sorry, but if anyone took offense, and we didn't mean to offend you, but come on, bring a jacket.
Come on,
don't go across cold desert wastes by yourself.
I'm almost at the finish line. Damn it, I should have listened to Mom and brought a jacket. Anyways.
At least take a dog sled team. You could always eat the dogs if you need to.
Oh, it was funny.
They eat you.
When we were telling his wife the story,
Wait a minute. The Iditarod's going to be out because they're going to protest that. They're going to shut that down just like the circus.
Good.
But when we were telling his wife about the whole Worsley thing or whatever, and she trying to figure out what we were saying, she's like, "He really walked across without a jacket?"
No, honey, I was just kidding on that part.
No, that's our stupid sense of humor. No. That part was made up.
Well, that's your news of the geek of the week.
It's like, well, he's doing unaided. Come on.
I feel like if I get to heaven, they're going to shut the door on me at that point.
Right, that's
you
why
know, we heard this Worsley podcast.
That's why when you share this podcast with your friends, you apologize.
And then rate us. Hello, Hobie listeners. September 22nd through the 24th, we will be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo at the Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. You should be there. Not only will Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo be there, but also from the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones, David Bradley will be there. So bring a sword.
Walter Gray.
Ben Peter will be there from Face Off, and a hell of a nice guy, too. And Jason Isaacs. Everybody loves Jason Isaacs.
Oh, yeah, if you're a Harry Potter fan, he was Lucius Malfoy. He was in the Peter Pan movie. I remember that. That was good.
Also, Dirk Manning from Nightmare World, the comic book. Wallace Shawn is going to be there.
Inconceivable.
Kurt Wood will be there from the Oh Yeah comics. Also, Scoot McMahon from Oh Yeah comics. Gotta love Oh Yeah comic. Jay Fosgett, he is Dev's friend, so we'll give him some slack, but everyone loves him. And many, many more. That's September 22nd through September 24th. You can go to the Cincinnati Comic Expo to get your tickets. And when you're there, look for Hobie.
The Epic Film Guys podcast is a film comedy podcast with two best friends celebrating everything we love about going to the movies. We've got great beer, amazing guests, and quirky characters unlike anything you've ever heard before.
Well, I just assumed you were drinking that chocolate stout that you were going to make with the cheapest crap chocolate ice cream in a Miller Lite. I remember being a young man and my mother telling me I didn't have a name because I was illegitimate. I don't know what that word means. Never be sorry on the Epic Film Guys podcast. Never be sorry. Cut in, talk over.
I'm
us,
sorry
and
every
shut the
time I
fuck
finish
up.
doing an episode.
I didn't hear that, Nick. Don't bring it up yet. I'm not supposed to come out till like the end of the episode.
Subscribe to the Epic Film Guys on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, or your favorite podcast app. And we'll see you at the movies.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
Oh, boy, do we have some bombs.
Boy, George, we do!
Per 411mania.com, Baywatch
Oh, George!
came in at number 3 this week in its opening weekend. Dwayne Johnson, Zac Efron starring action comedy scored a mere $18 million domestically over 3 days and an estimated $22 million over the 4-day holiday weekend. $22 million on a holiday weekend in a first opening?
Yeah.
Rough.
Oh, George!
Yeah, that's off from the $40 million they were expecting it to bring in, so about half of what their expectations were.
That's always a good sign.
This gives Johnson his lowest opening since Snitch, scored $13.2 million back in 2013, and that was a much more lower profile film before the star had fully risen. That's some clever writing by 411 Mania. The age of the Baywatch property hurt as its younger audiences stayed away, with 45% of the audience under 25. Ultimately, though, this is about being perceived as a bad film.
It's always a good sign.
Baywatch was originally tracking for big numbers as soon as the film's Rotten Tomatoes score came in at a dismal 19%.
That dropped away.
What dropped away? Thinking it was going to be good?
Yeah.
Oh.
The perception.
Oh, I thought the perception was it was going to be dismal. Okay.
No, it's called poorly worded sentence.
That's it. Okay, thank you. Damn you, 401 Mania. I'm trying to give accurate news here.
The cinema score, though, was decent.
B+ cinema score. Yay!
I feel like it's going to be tough to get anything less than a B+ on cinema score, or a B. I feel like everything on cinema score is that.
If you get lower than that, you're in trouble.
Yes.
What I'm more concerned about is what does this do for his political aspirations?
He'll still win.
It might actually push them forward if he's bombing movies.
Jumanji is one of his next ones.
Oh, God.
Do you think that does anything? It is veered as a kid's film, but I don't know. I don't think Rock's in trouble at all. Trust me.
The Rock's not in trouble.
But, oh, man. I kind of wanted to see Baywatch. I thought it looked funny.
You smell what the Rock is cooking?
La 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 la.
Burnt rice.
Okay. That's what he's cooking? That really stinks up the place.
Yes.
Going on, 401 Mania also reports about Alien: Covenant crashed hard in face of its high-profile competition. Baywatch was its high-profile competition?
Pirates.
How much of that is actually a continuation of Prometheus?
I don't know.
Because didn't it have like a little bit of,
It's
where she's
Fassbender in
going to the alien planet and she's gone? I mean, do they cover that part? Or is it,
I don't know.
Or these are the people that follow up to where they went to?
I don't know.
I don't understand. All right, anyways, go ahead.
It brought in $10.5 million this weekend, a 71% drop from opening weekend. That is a second weekend drop, beat only by Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, which benefited from a huge opening, and everyone saw it the first week.
Yeah.
Film is at $57 million domestically and $161 million worldwide, and is looking unlikely to get much higher than $75 million in the U.S. This may struggle to hit huge profit against a $97 million production budget plus marketing costs.
They said the marketing costs were out of this world.
They marketed that a lot.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
Unlike
they
Wonder
did.
Woman.
Unlike Wonder Woman, yes.
Wonder Woman.
All right, well, the top 5 of this week's box office news. Number 1, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, made $62 million in its opening weekend, a total of $77 million, on a budget of $230 million.
Wow.
That's actually not. That is the reported. There has been issues out there that said there's been articles out there that says the budget is about $350.
So it's even worse.
Yes.
Yeah,
and marketing is another $200.
Yeah, they didn't include Johnny Depp's culinary demands and requests.
From the draft house.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's way too much money to be spending on any movie, let alone a dying franchise.
I thought it was dead.
Well, it's obviously not. They actually is number 1 in the box office this week.
Yeah,
so.
but I think this is its peak. It's $62 million. It only goes down from here, right?
That is true, yes. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 made another $20 million, a total of $333 million on a $200 million budget.
Those are domestic only numbers.
Those are domestic only, yes. As we said, Baywatch, $18 million on a total of $27 million on a $69 million budget.
69.
Alien Covenant, $10.5 million, a total of $57.5 million on a $97 million budget.
That's possibly not going to get its budget back.
Yeah, even
Domestically, it probably
Domestically,
won't.
yeah, okay.
But worldwide, it already did. But then again, there's all that marketing and whatnot that they have to get back to. And 5th this week, Everything made $6 million on a total of $21.5 million on a $10 million budget.
That's the romantic comedy, I think.
Yeah, the romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Everything else fell out of the top 5.
I like how you said everything else.
What's upcoming, Joe?
Upcoming, June 2nd, 2017. Wonder Woman. And Captain Underpants, the first epic movie.
Is this like 12 years too late? Does Captain Underpants still exist?
Oh, yeah, it still exists.
I mean, does kids read it still? I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you can continue to read books years after they come out.
I know that. But shut up.
As a matter of fact, I think I heard your son discussing Captain Underpants this weekend.
Yeah, yes, I know. Not too excited about this one. Much rather see Cars 3. What else we got?
Buy or sell. Buy or sell Johnny Depp.
I'll buy Johnny Depp because I feel his numbers are so low it doesn't even matter anymore.
I still think, though, he's high. He would cost you a lot to buy. I'm selling him.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Men Tell No Tales. I'm intrigued to see what the second week drop is.
You think he's kind of like Apple stock after a bad iPhone release?
It's not.
It's too expensive to sell still, but yet it's still too expensive to buy.
Yeah. That's a good analogy.
Thank you.
All right, The Rock. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you should call him Dwayne Johnson. Well, I'm not buying.
I'll buy.
I'm not buying because he is at an all-time high right now.
But he's doing a spin-off of the Fast and Furious series.
But he's still at an all-time high. So I would probably sell some, keep some to...
But Black Adam's coming out with Shazam.
Yeah, I'm still not buying. I think he's at an all-time high. I don't think he's going to get too much higher.
Okay. Blake, what are you doing?
Sell.
Okay.
Jeff talked me into it.
I just like him.
And buy, sell Zac Efron.
Sell.
He's got to be pretty low down there, really.
That's true.
I mean,
I
when,
will buy.
Neighbors or whatever was.
He's probably
Neighbors
back.
2.
He's probably back to a penny stock. He's pre-Disney.
Yeah,
Disney.
Is that
definitely not.
Zac Efron or Dave Franco in Neighbors?
They were both in it.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I always get him confused with Dave Franco. I don't know these two.
Oh.
They are the Greg Hardys. Or Greg Hardys.
They were the two main
Tom Hardys.
fraternity brothers in Neighbors. They were
for
both
them.
in it. So
I try to avoid Seth Rogen.
And that first movie sucked.
Did it?
Yeah, it was horrible.
I got the second one on DVR.
I saw the second movie. I never saw the first
that's
one,
what
but
I
I
did.
saw the second
Was it
one.
good?
No.
No.
I mean, that had some funny bits to
Yeah.
it, but overall, not good.
It's horrible.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll delete that.
All right, the music means top 5.
Top 5!
This week, I liked the list this week.
Okay.
I think our intern did a good job of picking the right one.
We will keep her around this week.
We got your top 5 feel-good movies.
The ones that make you feel good, you just go to just to make your day better. Okay, Jeff, since you like it, why don't you go? Why don't you put a ring on it? What's your number 5?
Let's see.
Put a ring on it.
My number 5 is the same one you used in your advertisements on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Was Empire Records.
That's part of my number 5. I hobied it.
Oh, I can Hobie it, right? I should Hobie it. I should put
No.
2 of them.
Now, why
No.
are you making it a feel-good movie? Because they found the money?
Found the
No,
money.
it makes you feel good
It makes you feel
watching
good.
it. You know, you can't dwell.
You mustn't dwell.
It's Rex Manning Day.
Money more.
Isn't Rex Manning Day enough reason to put you in a good mood?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I
so
think
it's
Blake
not
did
Blake's
something on his
list.
No,
list.
Rex Manning obviously was a pervert.
Yes. But Rex Manning Day was, you get the big concert, you get Cody Shiver singing Sugar High on the roof. I mean, come on.
Renee Zellweger, you get to see her half side ass
Yeah, that's true.
on the copier.
Yeah.
Sugar high.
You get to see her wearing
What?
only an apron.
Revealing clothing.
In a bra. What's her name? Yeah, that's right.
Shock me, shock me, shock me.
Well, you know, it does have a good soundtrack. But yeah. I mean, if it makes you feel good, it makes you feel good. It wasn't on my list of makes me feel good. Because I was thinking of something
to
to more
black soul.
more happier movies.
That's a cold black soul.
Oh, I consider
Yeah.
that a happy movie.
You should probably not see what I went in for.
I mean, it started depressing because they lost all the money, but by the end, everybody.
Oh, and
was
then,
happy.
you know, your hero crush turns out to be a prick, you know, pervert,
never meet your heroes.
you know? That's right. Don't go to Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Wait a minute.
No, wait.
No.
Reverse.
I thought his name was Warren.
His name's not Warren?
I'll go next. My number 5 is a tie. I hobied it. Empire Records
All right.
Okay.
and Clerks 2. I love Clerks 2. I love it. It makes me laugh every time.
The feel good donkey fucker episode scene?
it's
Is that
hilarious.
really? That scene was
It makes me
horrible.
happy. Raindrops keep falling on my head. When they're doing the go-karts, A, B, C. Easy
No, I know,
as
that
one,
makes me
two,
happy.
three.
That's a
See?
happy scene.
Easy as
But
one.
I'm talking about the whole movie.
No, when they're making fun of Lord of the Rings, I was literally on the floor laughing. Jeff can attest to that. In the movie theater, I was on the floor laughing.
From the man who talks about walking trees, yes, I
it
understand.
is awesome.
But speaking of Clerks,
Yes, please.
you know, Dante's old girlfriend from the original Clerks passed away this past
I
year.
did see that.
Lisa Spoonhour.
Yeah,
I
Spoonhour.
did like with 44 years old.
Yeah, she had cancer, I think it was.
She had some kind of chronic.
Yeah,
I thought it said it was kind of sudden. So
No, actually,
she was fighting it for a
she's
while,
fighting it for a while and finally
Yeah.
succumbed.
which sucks. Yeah,
It's a bummer.
she only was in 2 movies. Clerks was one of them.
yeah.
You know, if that was my only film credit, I'd hang my head high.
She was a wedding planner, an event planner then. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that was sad. Didn't they say they were going to do a Clerks 3? Did I ever take off the ground?
We
It's-
reported that in News of the Geek
Yes.
that they are not doing Clerks 3 because Kevin Smith couldn't get everybody he needed to agree to it.
Oh, okay.
Which pretty much I think is Jeff Anderson. I don't think wanted
Oh.
to do it.
Okay.
So then he also was looking into doing
Mallrats 2.
Mallrats 2.
Yeah, because Jeff Anderson has such a huge film repertoire outside of Clerks.
Well, I don't think he wants to be acting anymore. That's
He was not happy with the studio keeping some of the profits, and he thought it was underhanded. So that's why. Because they did a...
Did they get profits? No offense.
They did an audit. Kevin Smith initiated an audit, which I guess is pretty common in Hollywood, and they were owed like an extra $10 million.
Yes, that is correct.
Because they, from what I understand, they usually just clear their budget, a little bit of profit or something.
Yeah, they made decent profit overseas in DVDs.
Maybe DVDs. That's probably where they're hiding it. The box office profits, I think, weren't pretty much there. Box office pretty much pays for it, and they get their profits elsewhere, I suppose.
Blake, what's your number 5?
My number 5 was the Simple When Harry Met Sally. Because they eventually end up together after going through all that shit. But it's you enjoy the journey on the way until they realize that they're best for each other. And it had Carrie Fisher in it in a non-Princess Leia role.
Bruno
Kirby.
Bruno Kirby was really good.
Yeah, the supporting, Bruno and Carrie Fisher in that movie are hilarious as well. And they both did a great job.
You know what?
I can't argue that pick.
Thank you.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is at the end, everybody gets together and feels good with one another. It's Breakfast Club.
Had that as an honorable mention.
Because it brings the 4 brings the 5 iconoclastic different personality types in high school together.
You mean the let's see if I get this
Hold on,
straight.
yes. Now we talked about this 2 weeks ago. Can you remember?
No, it's the
job.
Most convenient, the simplest terms and most convenient definitions.
Yes, and they were
the athlete, the princess, the brain, the criminal, and the basket case.
Because you're a smooth criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're right, but I say you are. Because you're right until proven wrong.
That's true. Okay, Breakfast Club. That's good.
Yeah, I like it. Because it brings every high school genre together.
And it pretty much came out
Stereotype.
my high school
Yeah,
time. So
and it had a great soundtrack.
right around my high school days. And
Well,
yeah.
Blake's going to hate me on this one. It's not positive enough. I get Hobie number 4.
Of course you
Of
did.
course.
It's my last Hobie.
I didn't even Hobie this list, but I got a lot of honorable mentions.
Yeah, I put things in honorable mentions, so
I stayed on.
I did my Westerns. City Slickers?
Westworld.
No, I love City Slickers. I really
City
do
Slickers?
I love City Slickers.
So we got 2 Bruno Kirby movies.
Yes.
Cool. And Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. You didn't think of Billy Crystal the star
yeah.
of both movies.
Oh yeah, that guy. he just happens to be in the movie with Bruno Kirby.
Forget Paris, was Bruno Kirby in that one too?
oh god. And my other Western, just because I love the whole movie, my favorite Western of all time, but the last half hour is when they're kicking ass. Tombstone. That is an awesome movie.
It's a great movie. I wouldn't call it a feel-good.
Oh, it makes me feel great every time I watch it
Feel-good movie?
because I get pumped on like, yeah, motherfucker, now you're going to come down with the lightning. Let's go. Hell's coming with me too.
All right, so we
Love
know
the
what
movie,
makes Jason feel
wouldn't
good.
be on my feel-good list.
Oh,
I thought feel good list makes you feel happy, not in happy and killing people, Jason.
well, you know what? I have a lot of anger.
Yeah, obviously.
Call me Bryce Harper.
I'll call you maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, maybe.
All right. So we're
Number
on,
4.
we're on
Is
4.
that you? Yeah.
Well, my number 4. It's a musical. Gotta love the
Singing and
movies that
dancing.
get you singing and dancing. Grease 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to give us a South Park movie.
No. But
Grease 2?
For whatever. Terrible movie.
I can't.
But I love watching it.
I just know Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. That's all I can remember.
That's a good enough, isn't it?
No.
A young Michelle Pfeiffer?
Fabulous Baker Boys on your list?
It's not. Because there's only one scene from that really gets me, makes me feel good.
Oh. When Jeff Bridges is straddling the piano?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right, so you like the songs in Grease too?
They're terrible. There's
But they
nothing
make you
good
feel
to say,
good.
but it's just so fun. The movie is not good in any way, shape, or form, but I love watching it because it just is fun and makes me feel good.
Okay. What's your number 3?
Olivia Newton-John or Michelle Pfeiffer?
Michelle Pfeiffer, hands
In
down.
both Grease roles. Which one?
Ooh.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Olivia Newton-John.
Poor Olivia Newton-John. I don't know if you heard she's like got her cancer. She has cancer and it's spreading now.
No.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's what you get for being around John Travolta's hair.
And his Scientology.
No, hold on.
I apologize.
Allegedly.
I apologize.
meant
I
the-
retract that statement. I retract.
Scientology does not give you cancer.
Does not give you cancer. That's right.
John Travolta's hair may, because of all the the liquids in it. I don't know what's going on with that.
Or just his natural creepiness now.
Hi, hello, Akeem Olajuwon. You're so beautiful. I love your singing. Can you sing "Let It Freeze"? Come on, do it again.
Let me make unwanted advances.
My name is Adina Menzel, and it's "Let It Go." I know, Hakeem. I love you.
Mr. Travolta, put your tongue back in
I
your
love
mouth.
my daughter. Loves you in Freeze.
Wow.
Ooh.
You know what killed the Ice Age?
The dinosaur.
Wait a minute.
The dinosaurs killed the Ice Age.
You know what killed the dinosaurs? Fuck it. Anyways, what's your number 3, Jeff?
My number 3 is The Sandlot.
You know, I thought about that one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
That represented sports movies for me on my list.
That was kind of boring.
Yeah.
I didn't like the dog part. That kind of annoyed me.
I don't care. It just
it's
gives
fine.
you, harken back to an older, simpler time when, you didn't have to organize everything. The summer was you went out and play with your friends. You didn't need to join every league and have parents drive you all around.
Yeah.
I don't understand how kids can grow up in these days. You can't just run to the field and play in a pickup game.
Nope.
That's right. You're in for simpler times.
My number 3,
And Wendy Peppercorn.
the swimming pool.
Yeah.
My number 3, well, it is kind of a Hobie, but the Star Wars movies. Everything except the prequels. Even the new ones.
Even the Clone Wars cartoon?
The movie. Oh, God, no.
Okay.
He said movies.
Well, it was
It
a
was-
movie
it was
originally.
Yeah, there was a feature-length movie released
That
in the
one was
theaters.
the Clone Wars ended up being good series, but not the first 3 episodes. Star Wars movies, they always make me feel good. Like anytime they're on TNT or whatever they're on now,
Good
sci-fi-
nostalgia.
Yeah, it makes me feel good. I like it. I still say Star Wars: New Hope does not hold up as well. It's a great film, revolutionary for its time. We wouldn't have anything else without it. But it's not my favorite ones.
No.
It's not even on my top, probably 2 or 3.
But it was the 50th anniversary last weekend. And because of that, I did watch A New Hope.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And you're right. It doesn't stand up to the test time as much, but it's still good, but it makes you feel good about the nostalgia.
Yeah.
I think you meant 40th anniversary.
It's 40th.
40th
1970s.
anniversary.
Yes,
Yeah, 10
1977.
years, give or
I'm
take.
about to say, I'm older than the movie, and I'm not in my 50s.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry. And you know what? It is good thing that they cut out those extra Mark Hamill scenes with Luke Skywalker and Biggs.
Oh, yeah, I
my
saw
God.
that.
The cut scenes you posted on our Facebook page, I watched those and I went, holy shit, this would have killed the damn movie.
I don't know. I feel like Biggs' mustache would have saved the movie. Just his mustache alone would have helped.
No.
That was my number 3. What's your number 3, Blake?
Well, I agree. I have a parallel selection here
Okay.
with Jeff in regards to kids in
Matrix
summertime.
movies?
No, kids in the summertime, simpler times and eras of kids just make you feel good. And there's nothing like going on a journey looking at a dead body.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, wait, hold on. That's not the movie.
Because when I was going through movies, I thought of that one. I'm like, that's depressing.
It is. Stand By Me is a great movie, but it's
Yeah.
not a feel-good movie.
No, it ends with him talking about how, his best friend died.
He's dying. Yeah, it's in the future, whatever. Oh, it's horrible. No, but I meant Goonies.
Jason hates that movie.
You hate that movie? It
Fucking
feels good because
no.
Goonies always stick together.
The whole movie is awful.
Hey,
No,
Goonies
it's
are
not.
good enough.
No.
That's right. I thought it was it works for me. Okay,
It annoys me.
it makes me feel good. I like watching the Goonies.
No,
It's my feel good.
it's no Clerks 2. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is another romantic movie, except this one, I gave her my
Lolita?
heart and she gave me a pen.
Oh.
Say
Lolita?
anything.
Say anything. Oh!
That's
okay.
feel good.
Yeah, it does because they actually eventually end up together.
But it's
and
a
he decides
misery to get
drop
to
every. Yes, you're right. It's a misery to get to it.
What's your
It's
20-year
tough,
plan?
man.
But you're yelling at us
Yeah,
for like
exactly.
Empire Records.
look,
You're like, how
yeah.
does that feel good? I'm like,
And-
everybody's happy.
And he's an environmentalist.
Well, except for the suicide attempt at the beginning.
Well,
That's right.
but
And he
it
wants to be an
started at the beginning, it
environmentalist,
gets
you know?
better.
He doesn't want to make or sell anything processed or
process anything made or sold.
and kickboxing's taking off. You know? No, it's probably one of the greatest things. He's got the designated driver. You got the key master at the party.
That's right, the key master.
You know, it's pretty funny.
20-year plan.
It's a teen angst movie that ends on a good positive note of them taking a risk together. And you don't know if they succeed or not. You just know that they eventually decide, hey, we're going to go do this together and we're going to take a risk.
Take a chance on
Yeah.
me. Take a chance. Take a chance. Take a chance on me.
Jason, you're number 2?
Everybody knows what this
I
is.
think
gonna
that
be.
was your number 2, right?
Yes.
My number 2, everybody knows this. I talk about it almost every other week. I love it. The Replacements. I love the football movie. I love it. It is hilarious, and it makes me smile every time I watch it. It makes me in a good mood.
I watched it once.
Okay, good for you. You know what?
Sure.
That's about all I can say.
Go down the hall.
It didn't make me smile.
Well, you know what? You can fucking...
I think it rarely made me even smile.
That's 'cause your heart is
Made me even laugh. Maybe if it had walking trees in it, and I'd like it.
Shut
All
up.
right. Well, my number 2 will come as no surprise to anyone who's ever listened to this show.
Okay.
It's Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, I saw that once.
Man, you haven't talked about that in a long time.
Yeah.
But it still makes you happy.
It still makes me happy. Yep, every time.
Awful.
Even Tara Reid can't bring it down.
Her boobs do, though. I don't
Nope,
know which way
they
to
don't.
look.
That was a pre-bad boob job.
It's a pretty bad boob job.
Yeah, it's all right.
What's your number 1, Joe?
Josie and the,
We don't-
Josie and the Pussycats is the best
Josie and
movie
the-
ever.
Yes. He already said it.
No, that was my number 2.
Oh.
What's your number
I
1?
thought that was your number 1.
No.
I lost count.
Yeah, my number 1. This one. No, but I defy anyone to not feel good after watching this movie.
Serbian film?
No,
Oh.
no, Babe.
I get an inkling for bacon. That's about it.
But it makes you feel good.
Bacon makes you feel good.
There you
I
go.
forgot you do love that.
It's a great movie.
Isn't it? I always think of that as kind of like a cheap ripoff of, Charlotte's Web.
Oh God, it's so much
Yeah.
better than Charlotte's Web.
You know?
I hated that story. I hated Charlotte's Web. Babe is so much better. He's a sheep herding pig.
Uh-huh.
All Charlotte's Web did was let the spider do all the work.
Uh-huh.
That was a stupid pig that deserved to go to slaughter.
Oh.
Some.
And
pig,
that ended
my
in
ass.
bacon, too. So
Yeah,
that's a good
bacon.
movie,
I can't
too.
believe this is not on your list. Number 1.
You're number 1?
Let me in. Let us out. Let us
It's my favorite comedy, but not necessarily feel good.
out. Ah, it makes me... Why? Everybody's a murderer except for Wadsworth. Or Mr. Green, I mean.
Mr. Green,
Mr.
yeah.
Green.
Oh, your feel-good movie
Clue.
is Clue?
I love Clue. I can watch it, put that in, and it will make me happy every time.
I thought about it, and it makes me laugh all the time, or whatever. But
I didn't think it was...
know.
I think it's a comedy.
Yeah, but it just makes me
comedies
feel
are
good.
Feel good movies can be
Yeah,
comedies,
it makes me feel good.
Okay.
but
Mr. Green.
But it's a murder
Colonel Mustard-
mystery.
Colonel Mustard, me.
People die in it.
Yeah.
And you're happy?
The world has too many
they were
people.
despicable people.
Yeah, the world has a lot of bad people, anyways. Clue, love it. Number 1.
All right. Well, it's a good movie. I give you that, yeah. And if you're watching a good movie, it makes you feel good. And then I guess that qualifies as a feel-good movie.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is how could not anybody enjoy watching this movie and feel good afterwards? Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Overrated.
Fuck you, Burger.
Say it's overrated.
Fuck you, man.
Because I feel sorry for Cameron.
Yeah,
No,
but Cameron,
no.
Cameron,
I mean,
Fuck him.
Cameron has a Carthetic moment where he's going to stand up to his
No, he's not.
abusive dad
He
and
thinks he's
everything
going
else.
to.
He does.
And
Come
then,
on.
And then you know he's not.
Yeah, he will.
I still don't
No.
like it. Him. He's a whiny little bastard in it.
Yeah, he is, but he plays his role. That's what's his purpose.
No. It does have some good parts.
It
in I like
does.
it, but I
It's
think
got a
it's overrated.
parade. It's got a parade. The guy dances in a parade. And
Oh, I
sings
love parades.
Beatles song, twist and
Lip
shout. I mean,
syncs,
come
Beatles
on.
Charlie
They
Sheen's
go
in
to
it.
a baseball game. I mean, come on. They skip school. Come on.
Charlie Sheen's in it.
Charlie Sheen's in it, and his sister, and his sister actually comes to grips and realization to love her brother for what he is, despite being jealous all the time.
Instead of being
Gets
jealous,
away with
we're in this
stuff.
together. I mean, she got a car and he got a computer.
Yeah.
I mean, really? Who should be jealous of who?
Exactly.
No.
You know?
Anyways,
come on.
with some honorable mentions, let's throw these out there real quick.
I got a high school buddy movie that makes you feel good. Super Bad. I like Super Bad.
I like Super
Think
Bad.
about it. You know, 2 high school buddies going to go off to college. Well, 3 high school buddies going to go off to college eventually and dealing with that insecurity. And,
My high school.
And it's got a young Emma Stone.
You know, and you know, it deals with 2 best friends that, you know, literally, you know, confess their love for each other, not in a, you know,
In a platonic way.
platonic way, you know,
Heterosexual
which is a big deal, you know, for, you know, saying. I had My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
That's a fun movie.
I kind of liked it. Not the sequel.
I haven't seen the sequel.
No. You know, but the first one is, you kind of like it and you feel happy for everybody in it. And then the other one I had was The Full Monty.
Okay.
Yeah, you do feel happy. You get to see all the guys' butts, and it was fun.
Well, that's not why. That's not why it made me feel good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know,
Made it feel tingly, but not good.
Deals a story of depressed blue collar workers that lose their jobs and are going to try and, you know,
Made him feel confused.
make some money. Yeah.
I mean, you get to see Robert Baratheon's butt.
That's not good.
Made
You
me
get
all
to see
tingly.
Rumpelstiltskin's butt.
Robert Carlyle's butt. That's right.
I had my honorable mentions. Was that all of yours?
Yeah.
Okay. I had Blazing Saddles.
Comedy, but I don't necessarily make it a feel good
It makes
movie.
me laugh every time. It's just a man and his horse being hung.
Problem I have with that is I just never liked the end.
The ending is a little rough.
When I come away from a movie,
The ending,
feel good.
The ending drags a little bit.
I just didn't like the onto a movie lot and interrupting the Bubsy Berkeley musical thing. And
10 Things I Hate About You. Very funny movie. That was almost on my top 5.
I can give you that one.
Enjoyable.
And my musical, Jeff, what do you think my favorite musical is? You know this.
Moulin Rouge.
Oh, that's close, but that's a little depressing.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I don't know if this is much depressing. It's about the AIDS epidemic. Rent.
Oh my God!
So I guess that is a depressing film.
I would not put that on a feel-good movie. I
But
mean,
the songs are feel good.
the songs are good, and you know,
Of course, I guess not.
And by the
final
end,
note.
you know, they're kind of happy. But I mean, yeah, there's AIDS and death and breakup and heartache.
The guy sings his one final song, and I guess that is kind of depressing.
And
It's
Jesse L.
honorable men-
Martin.
Well, let's just have an asterisk next to it.
Okay.
What's up?
I had The Breakfast Club and Dodgeball, a true underdog.
Oh, I forgot about Dodgeball.
True underdog story.
Dodge, dip, dive, duck, dodge. Wait a minute. Their American Association. American Dodgeball Association of America.
Yeah.
Probably how you would want it to be
Homework
died.
doesn't make. I'm sorry your coach got killed by 2 tons of irony cards.
It's probably how you would have wanted to have gone out. Let's see here. We had a lot of reviews.
There was a lot sent to us.
Down the Hall podcast. Down the Hall.
Awesome.
Had from Chet on Down the Hall. Had Secondhand Lions.
And Weird Science?
No.
Oh.
But you know what? I'll give a shout out. I put this out there. I kind of tagged a couple of the movie ones.
Yeah.
He responded within like 2 minutes. So I
Who?
appreciate that.
Who?
Chet from Down the Hall.
Down the Hall.
Oh, I thought you meant the
Feel good?
the actor. What's his
No.
name?
Oh, Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
No, he did not respond.
He probably doesn't feel good right now either. Number 4, Silver
Because he
Linings.
had a greasy sandwich served in a dirty ashtray.
Silver Linings Playbook, which has got a lot of picks.
Really?
Yeah. The Princess Bride.
Oh, I forgot about that
That
one.
was tempting.
Princess Bride
However-
should have been an honorable mention.
However, you know, if you read the William Goldman's book, the Good Parts book, the real ending is actually very depressing.
But the movie
But
is.
the movie, but the movie is great. You're right.
The Kings of Summer.
I don't know that
I
one.
don't either. And number 1, The Sandlot.
I agree with him on that one. Made my list.
Besotted Geek had a horrible list. He had. I'm sorry. Thanks for sharing.
No, we don't editorialize.
No. Forrest Gump, number 5.
Forrest Gump, a feel-good movie?
Well,
You know,
Forrest does all
basically
this
a-
great stuff.
What about a woman who tricks a mentally slow guy into thinking he had a child and pawns it off into him so he'll be rich?
Any Christmas Carol movie, awful.
Or how about A Christmas Carol?
Oh God,
You don't like Muppets Christmas Carol?
I do like Muppets, but it's still
right.
depressing.
Oh man, you know what? A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Why did I forget that one?
Forgot that one.
Because it's a holiday thing, probably.
Yeah, you probably weren't thinking
I
holidays.
wasn't thinking holiday. I was thinking feel-good movies.
The Majestic.
Like that movie.
I like that movie. White Christmas. Ugh. Danny fucking K.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. Is White Christmas isn't even as good as the movie it's pretty much copying. A Holiday Inn is a much better version of the same story. So if you want to watch, if you like White Christmas, well, you're wrong. Go watch Holiday Inn. It's both with Bing Crosby, both singing White Christmas.
And number one, well, gee willikers, it's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful life. What am I going to do? I lost my job, so I'm just depressed. And,
Zuzu's Pedals. Zuzu's Pedals.
every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. Lies.
Attaboy, Clarence. Apparently, Besotted Geek likes Christmas stuff.
Yes.
I was listening to an older episode of theirs last week, and I suppose it was Christmas time, so their list was their top 5 hated Christmas songs, and I didn't understand how every Christmas song didn't tie for number 1, because there's not been a good Christmas
You
song
have
written
mentioned this
yet.
many times. You
Oh, I
hate
know.
Christmas songs.
Well, if they're good enough songs, you play them any time of year. If you can only play them at one time a
that
year,
one.
it's a terrible song. Hands down.
You're
Correct.
an angry elf.
I am an angry elf.
Let's see. Chris Richardson. G'day, mate. He had Saving Mr. Banks,
Never saw it.
The Impossible,
Don't know it.
Fanboys,
Liked it.
As Good as It Gets.
That's fun.
I don't know if it holds up, though. And Groundhog Day. Scab Jeff.
Well, Saving Mr. Banks, I can think about that now. That's about the guy that wrote, the lady that wrote Mary Poppins, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That one with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is Walt Disney.
I can see that, yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I can't.
You can't judge it yet?
Well, it could.
judge.
Well,
I
hold
could.
Hold on. You could do the Neil from...
It's amazing.
Oh, it's
from Dark-
amazing.
See,
It's
there you
amazing.
go. Dark
It's
Angels, Pretty
awesome.
Freaks. You don't have to see it to have an opinion.
Scab Jeff.
Oh, wait. I'm the opposite of Neil. Hated it. Hated it.
B+. Scab Jeff had Truman Show, which was a good movie. Punch Drunk Love.
Truman Show is a feel-good movie?
I guess.
It is for Jeff.
well,
Have
hold
you
on.
seen Scab Jeff's list?
Did you see
Wait,
Jeff's
no.
list?
And I got to remember who wrote the list.
Punch Drunk Love. Emil.
Amelie.
Whatever.
Emil.
Silver Linings Playbook. And Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Let's see. My wife actually had 2 of them. She had 13 going on 30. And she had Under the Tuscan Sun.
Hated Under the Tuscan Sun so much.
It's not good.
Did you tell your wife she has to submit 5?
No.
She only submitted 2.
I try not to tell my wife anything that I try to tell her what to do. Hey, honey, what? Okay. No, that's not true. She's wonderful.
If you're listening to this podcast, honey.
Of all the podcasts. Kevin from 365. Good day, mate.
Rank out.
He had Goonies, Labyrinth,
Yeah.
Schindler's List.
Labyrinth. Schindler's List.
He said, I think it's a good movie. I don't think it feel good.
Well, he saved all those people. That should make you feel good.
Okay.
Chasing Amy. Oh, I forgot about Chasing Amy. That is a good one.
Why does that feel good?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was kinda
they all
depressing.
They all
Yeah.
get happy with their place in life.
It was a shared moment and all.
Yeah, even
but it was kind of ended on a downer.
Yeah, but he was happy that he was a tracer.
Oh, wait a minute. He has Schindler's List on his list. Why
no,
are
it
we
gets
even
worse.
debating this?
It gets worse. Number 1, Empire Strikes Back, the most depressing of them next to Rogue One. Sarah Underhill, welcome. She had Pitch Perfect,
Welcome, Ms. Underhill.
Dirty Dancing, Airplane, 16 Candles, and Real Genius.
Oh, I forgot 16 Candles.
Honorable
and
mention.
Real Genius.
Real genius.
I like. Well, at the end, yeah, they do turn the military weapon into a giant popcorn maker.
Exactly. That makes you feel good,
It
doesn't
does,
it?
yeah.
Honorable mention, Bring It On, and anything Cameron Crowe did before Almost Famous. So, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Say Anything, Singles, and Almost Famous.
Yeah.
Matthew McDonald, Waffle Boy. He had
Point Break.
Point Break,
Point Break. Point Break.
Point Break.
How did I
And
know that?
Point Break. Don't forget, I think...
He had honorable mentions, too.
Yeah, honorable mention, Point Break, Point Break, and Point Break. Those were all the 2016 movies, though. Not the 91. He actually said the 91 was awful. Let's see. And finally, Sean Kuhn from Pittsburgh Nerd. We can't all be winners because of Pittsburgh. Go Pens, though. He had The Cutting Edge. Oh, that is good.
Still have yet to see it.
Toy Story. That's good. School of Rock. School of Rock. I hate Jack Black, but that is a really fun show.
It is kind of a feel-good movie, but
it's probably,
I wouldn't rank it up there.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's probably, the least Jack Blacky movie.
Yeah.
Like, even though he's pretty much playing himself, it doesn't come across as him forcing himself. I don't know, maybe the writing was good enough that it took over or felt more natural because he's playing. I saw the freaking... what was the name of that movie? The Tenacious D, Pick of Destiny. That was terrible.
Terrible.
Well, what's actually funny, though, is Tenacious D, the HBO episodes that they did. They had like 4 or 6. Those were actually pretty funny.
They were better than the movie.
Yeah, I didn't even go see the movie, to tell you the truth. But I would watch the HBO episodes because they were funny.
They were okay.
Yeah, they're good in 30-minute shot.
A 90-plus minute movie was just too much.
Yeah.
And then he also had...
That's true. It is no Nacho...
Nacho Libre.
That is no Nacho Libre.
That's the one I forgot. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
And he also had number 2 was Bring It On, and number 1 was The Princess Bride.
I can agree with those. Yeah, another honorable mention I have to put on there is Airborne.
Oh, because it was filmed in Cincinnati.
Oh, it makes me happy every time I watch it.
Also, a quick thing, quick plug. We're not going to have a bad idea this week. Yeah, we are. It's number 5500, rebooting Resident Evil. But we have a good idea. If you have some money, a little bit of time, go to Kickstarter. And Michael Leal from Danger Entertainment, is doing Curse of the Vessel Part 2. And he's looking for some Kickstarter money there to get it done. It's not much. He has a lot of different backings.
Yeah, a lot of different levels, and if you listen to us, you'll like it because we like him.
You should have like a Hobie level. Like for $1, we'll send them one of our T-shirts.
$13. 13.
Oh, $13. Sorry. Hobie level Kickstarter. Donate $13 to the vessel, and then we'll mail you a T-shirt.
And finally, also, we do want to say thank you to Andrea from The Shepherd last week.
Yes.
So it was great having him on.
Oh, you know what? I listened to that, and I thought that was really awesome interview, by the way.
Thank you.
That was really nice. I liked listening to that
was
guy.
because
It was a
of
good
him.
conversation.
He did a great job.
Yeah. I didn't listen to the rest of your guys'
That's fine.
podcast.
He could have talked about the phone book. I thought he would make it interesting. So if you haven't had a chance to listen,
that's good. Go back and listen. Yeah.
So, but anyways, that was your history of bad ideas. We already did the bad idea, number 4200, rebooting the Resident Evil franchise.
It was
moved up.
5,500. Oh, it's getting worse the more you think about it.
It's like a stock exchange, keeps going up and up. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history of not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You were listening to Hobie.
You have to do it again.